Before I saw two people sneaking around in the village and asking about our way Jinchuriki everywhere, I didn't expect that someone would dare to attack me Cloud Shinobi Village Jinchuriki. These two guys seem to be the same as the two that appeared earlier when Sanagakure was looking for Jinchuriki. That's right, their appearance and features are all right, and their clothes are exactly the same. As the Cloud Shinobi ninjas spoke, they each showed very excited smiles. Sure enough, it is worthy of being the village of the martial arts faction. I feel very happy when I have trouble finding the door at the first time. The first batch of ninjas has been dispatched, and there will be a second and third batch soon. If the scorpion at this moment still has a human body, he will see how ugly his face is. Although Deidara is also very depressed, but at the same time Deidara can't understand Cloud Shinobi's arrogant appearance. Originally, Cloud Shinobi and Rock Shinobi had a feud. Since they were found out, let's make a big fuss. Idiots. Since you have discovered it, let you see my art. Deidara pulls out the detonating clay. Boom boom boom. Explosions are heard at location on the edge of Cloud Shinobi village. And at this very moment in Raikage's office, fourth Raikage looked at the ninja in front of him. What are you talking about? Someone dared to invade the old man's Cloud Shinobi village. At this moment, Cloud Shinobi, who came to report the situation, thought that Master Raikage would be furious. But the next second a heroic laughter sounded. Ha ha ha. That's right, someone actually dared to trouble Cloud Shinobi village. It just so happens that I haven't had any activities for a long time. Those guys who appeared in Sand Shinobi have come to Cloud Shinobi village, so I want to see what these people are capable of. Although Raikage looks a little rough on the outside, in fact Raikage's real idea is to arrest these people and interrogate them to see what their purpose is. These people are definitely not simple. First Sanagakure, then his Cloud Shinobi village, and all targeting Jinchuriki. And after one tale, the current goal is our way, which is obviously a conspiracy. Let's go. The old man did it himself, seeing what the two bastards are capable of, daring to invade Cloud Shinobi village, looking for death. The Cloud Shinobi of Cloud Shinobi village dispatched one after another. Flying over the village. Sasuke and Kimimaro, who were hiding somewhere under Fang Yin, saw this situation and glanced in the direction of Scorpion and Deidara. Wish y'all good luck. Art. Of course needs more audiences to reflect higher value. Sasuke smiled. Unfortunately, this time, we might be able to see Pai Daxing. Ultimate art from Deidara. But now Sasuke has no time to wait for Pai Daxing to appear, but turns his head and rushes to the other side. The two were very agile. Even with so many Cloud Shinobi dispatched, they shuttled through the buildings below without being spotted by any Cloud Shinobi at all. The speed of Sasuke and Kimimaro is beyond the reach of ordinary ninjas. 8 Tails Jinchuriki. Killer Bee. The location is located in a lake sealed by an enchantment behind Cloud Shinobi village. This is also where Killer Bee practiced. As a noisy guy, he was able to cultivate with peace of mind, and it was still in such a secluded place. It is indeed incredible. Come to the periphery of the enchantment. This enchantment has no difficulty for Sasuke. Cloud Shinobi village itself is not good at this aspect of art. As a martial arts village, they are better at fighting. Look at the enchantment. Sasuke felt that it was necessary to make preparations in advance. In the original book, 8 Tails Jinchuriki successfully escaped from Cloud Shinobi village by abandoning an octopus leg. So it is naturally impossible for Sasuke to make the mistakes he made before. He took out the sealed book directly, and Sasuke flipped through it. Kimimaro is a little confused. What is he looking for? Thor Red Yang formation. Sure enough, it's also recorded on it. After roughly looking at this technique, Sasuke understood exactly what to do. In the final analysis, it is just some special ways of applying chakra. Sasuke raised his hand and directly performed ninjutsu. Wood-style shadow clone technique. The combination of shadow clone technique and wood-style clone. Wood-style shadow clone technique. This technique was originally only used by Madara. But now Sasuke has learned the shadow clone technique, and after a little thought, he understands how to combine them. Given Sasuke's talent, it wasn't too difficult a task. Congratulations to host for mastering the new ninjutsu. Wood-style, shadow clone technique, beginner. Looking at the clone that seemed to be separated suddenly from behind Sasuke, Kimimaro just paused. Then the 4 wood-style shadow clone jumped in all directions. That leaves Sasuke and Kimimaro alone. Sasuke didn't explain anything to Kimimaro either. He directly raised his hand and used the sealing technique to release the sealing technique in front of him, opening an entrance. Then Sasuke looked at Kimimaro. It's up to you to stop the enemy. Kimimaro nodded. Sasuke-sama, please rest assured and leave it to me. Sasuke nodded and walked into the barrier. And through a rocky road, came to the edge of a huge lake. Sasuke looked across the middle of the lake, on a small stone platform. A man is fishing. But looking at the other party's attire and the 7 knives on his body, it is 8 Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee who can't be wrong. Sasuke stepped into the lake, stood firmly on the lake, and walked leisurely in the direction of Killer Bee. At this time, Killer Bee also seemed to feel Sasuke's breath, and turned around in surprise. "Eh? Who are you? You can enter here quietly." Killer Bee doesn't know about the Akatsuki organization's information. Although Sasuke is wearing the Akatsuki organization's costume at the moment, Killer Bee just thinks that Sasuke is a kid with a rather special dress. Sasuke smiled as he walked. "It doesn't matter who I am or how I got here. There is only one question now, how long can you last under my hands?" 8 Tails Jinchuriki, Mr. Killer Bee. Hearing this, Killer Bee frowned. This kid knows his identity, and the tone of his words as to challenge himself? Hee. Are all the little devils this crazy now? But feeling Sasuke's breath, it's really not weak. Which village are you a ninja? You have such an aura at this age. Looking at you, you should be just a kid who just graduated from ninja school, but you have such courage. Dare to challenge me 8 Tails Killer Bee. Saying that, Killer Bee dropped the fishing rod directly, twisted his body, and made strange dancing postures. Looks like a second fool. Sasuke was a little speechless. Sure enough, he looked fine in the anime, but when he saw this guy for real, it made people dare not look directly at him. Yo. Little ghost. Sign up. Since you want to challenge me, I agree with your courage, although you can't defeat me. But your courage is enough for me to remember your name. Seeing Killer Bee in a strange pose, Sasuke no longer had eyes to continue watching. Gently sighed. There should be something wrong with this guy's brain. Talking to Killer Bee is a complete waste of time. Do it directly. Look up. Sasuke's gaze instantly became very sharp, as if turning into a sharp sword and stabbing directly at the opponent. And at this moment, Killer Bee's whole body also suddenly reacted. What a terrible look. Pure. And has a strong fighting spirit. 8 Tails. Better. This guy is tough to deal with. I can feel the amazing chakra fluctuations in his body. You better cheer me up. Killer Bee directly locks Sasuke's figure. Don't worry, Zauba, I'm very energetic now. At this moment, Sasuke was already approaching quickly, galloping across the lake. The water waves were splashed, and Sasuke's speed stunned Killer Bee for a moment. What a quick move. This kid is indeed not simple. Suddenly, at a distance of about 5 meters away from him, Sasuke suddenly jumped into the air. A hard kick to Killer Bee. Killer Bee didn't take Sasuke's power seriously. After all, he was just a kid, with good speed but impossible strength. Bang bang. Killer Bee tried to catch Sasuke's attack with his hands. But in the next second, Sasuke directly and violently kicked him away. The moment the roar sounded, Killer Bee was stunned, and all internal organs in his body felt violent vibrations. A mouthful of blood spurted out. Fortunately, he is 8 Tails Jinchuriki, and this injury can be healed in a blink of an eye. Bang bang bang. Bouncing like a stone on the water surface 3 or 4 times in succession, Killer Bee regained his stability. It slid backwards quickly on the water surface, and the impact force has not been completely removed. And at this moment Killer Bee searched for Sasuke's location, but the sound of splashing water sounded behind him in the next second. Suddenly, Sasuke came straight out of the water. Water style, ride on waves. Second Hokage's ninjutsu allows the caster to move quickly in the water. Using this ninjutsu can even allow Sasuke to move faster than aquatic creatures. In an instant, he jumped out of the water. A punch hit Killer Bee's back fiercely. The fists came raging, and the air was instantly compressed on the fists. The terrifying strange force suddenly erupted. But the blow was blocked by Killer Bee. He pulled out the ninja sword behind his backhand and blocked Sasuke's attack with the blade of the ninja sword. With a loud noise, Killer Bee's body was blown away again, but this time Killer Bee quickly lost his strength. After landing, Killer Bee took a sharp breath. What a fast speed. What's the matter with this kid? Swimming out of the water? 8 Tails was also a little surprised. This kid's speed in the water is even faster than mine, so be careful. This should be one of his ninjutsu. I'm talking swish swish, there were rapid breaking wind sounds in the air one after another. In almost an instant, 5 or 6 shurikens came directly. Killer Bee once again pulls out a ninja knife on his chest backhandedly, becoming a Killer Bee who can control 7 ninja knives at the same time. In terms of physical skills, he is still very confident. Jingle jingle. Easily knock down these hidden weapons of Sasuke. However, Killer Bee is a little panicked now. Where is the person? Losing the opponent's trace in the battle is quite a terrible thing. But in the next second, Sasuke did not appear from the water as before, but came directly from a distance. Unarmed. Seems to be planning a hand-to-hand combat with Killer Bee. When Sasuke approached, Killer Bee turned the ninja sword in his hand, pulled out another ninja sword, and at the same time operated the ninja sword to deal with Sasuke. But soon Killer Bee and Eight Tails were both dumbfounded. Sasuke looks like a genin kid who graduated from a ninja school, and his physical skills are a bit too strong. As soon as the two sides fought, Sasuke's terrifying power erupted, and Killer Bee could only dodge. Immediately afterwards, Sasuke directly shot the ninja sword controlled by Killer Bee directly. The exquisite physical skills suppressed Killer Bee in all directions. There is also a ninja sword on the opponent's waist. This shows that the opponent also has strong strength in saber technique, but the opponent didn't even pull out the saber. In this case, he was able to suppress Killer Bee. Just a monster of monsters. When did the ninja world have such a terrifying little ghost? Sasuke removed the ninja knife from Killer Bee's right hand, raised his leg, and hit the jaw. Then he pulled Killer Bee's body so that he didn't fly out, but continued to lean toward Sasuke. Turning around and relaying, a rapid punch made Killer Bee's counterattack miss, but the offensive rhythm did not stop at all. Beep. There was another crisp sound of bones breaking. Killer Bee felt like he had 3 ribs shattered. But it's not over yet. Sasuke just took a random step, and the 2 positions of Killer Bee were easily staggered. Come behind Killer Bee. 2 consecutive punches, a solid bombardment on Killer Bee's back. Boom. A dull impact sounded, and Killer Bee's expression completely changed. His eyes were bloodshot, and he looked as if he was going to eat someone. And at this moment, Sasuke jumped up with a 360-degree rotation, and directly sent this guy flying in an instant. Killer Bee's body flew towards the small stone platform in the middle of the lake. Boom. The platform was directly smashed into pieces. The popped stones fell into the lake, set off a wave of surging. Sasuke fell back to the lake and stood firmly on the lake, rising and falling with the waves. The warm-up is over. Now it can officially start. How about you, Mr. Eight Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee? Crash. The broken small stones continued to slide down into the lake. Killer Bee slowly got up from it. The clothes on his body have been torn several times, and he looks like a completely different person from the high-spirited one just now. And now Killer Bee has it all figured out. Sasuke in front of me. This brat in front of me. It's not easy to deal with at all. Gymnastics. It can be called pervert, not how strong Sasuke's attack is, although the power is terrifying, but it has 8 tails chakra body protection. Even if such an attack can hurt him, it is not a big problem. However, what is terrifying is the suppressing power of Sasuke taijutsu. It was even scarier than his big brother. That's not just relying on the advantage that speed power brings. It is purely perverted to the extreme physical skills. Regardless of any attack, Sasuke can crack it in an instant, and at the same time, he can suppress him with a backhand. Let him have been in a pure passive state of being beaten. Even with Sasuke's speed, Killer Bee felt like he would never be able to counter Sasuke's attacks. This feeling is like falling into a quagmire, a deep sense of powerlessness, which makes it hard to resist. Where did this little monster come from? Now the way Killer Bee looks at Sasuke has changed dramatically. Sasuke was stretching, exhaling lightly at the same time. Why? Is this not working? Dignified 8 Tails Jinchuriki, they can't be so weak. Sasuke asked with a smile. At this time, Killer Bee's face was serious, and he didn't care about Sasuke's provocation at all. With Killer Bee's character, it's hard to let his emotions get the better of him by making him angry. After all, if he can't achieve peace of mind, he can't be a perfect Jinchuriki. Seeing that the other party did not reply, Sasuke continued to speak. Then next, I will fight you in a different way. Said Sasuke clapped his hands. At the same time, the wood-style shadow clones who had been lurking around the lake for a long time began to act at the same time. 4 red rays of light rush to the sky, directly connect a huge lake and even include the surrounding rocks. Everything is completely wrapped in it. At the same time, Sasuke also heard the sound of the system. Congratulations to host for mastering the new enchantment ninjutsu. 4 red yang formation, getting started. Looking at the rising red enchantment, it's better than the tank. This is. He couldn't be more clear about this formation, but the problem is that 4 cage level ninjas are required to use this formation. In order to deal with him, 4 cage level ninjas were dispatched? Impossible. If such a number of powerful people really came to Cloud Shinobi Village, his eldest brother is not an idiot, it is impossible to be unaware. If you notice it, you have already noticed it. Only now the 4th Raikage is on the other side of the village, fighting Deidara and Scorpion who sneaked into Cloud Shinobi Village. One by one the golems were violently destroyed by the 4th Raikage. Deidara's detonating clay is also restrained by lightning style and can't even be detonated. You know, this is Cloud Shinobi Village. While not all Cloud Shinobi are Thunder-type ninjas, most Jonin have mastered the lightning style. It is also very normal to restrain Deidara's detonating clay. The 2 members of the Akatsuki organization were not inferior to cage level in fighting power, but now they were beaten and fled. Because not only 4th Raikage, but also a group of Cloud Shinobi were shot. Such battles have brought Deidara and Scorpion to the brink of extinction. At the moment, the Scorpion is thinking about a problem. The 4th Raikage appears here, along with so many Cloud Shinobi, there's even a second Jinchuriki. Such a scene, the 2 of them simply can't stop it. If it weren't for him relying on puppets to block the enemy's melee attacks, Deidara would be responsible for hitting the Cloud Shinobi with blasting goo soil from behind. It can show that the situation can be maintained, otherwise the 2 of them would have been killed long ago. Now that 4th Raikage started to get serious, the pressure suddenly doubled. If this continues, the 2 of them will probably die here today. And where is Uchiha Sasuke at this time? Scorpion seemed to understand what Sasuke's goal was in a trance. Sasuke was no doubt coming to Cloud Shinobi Village, but now the 4th Raikage is here to fight them. So Sasuke's goal is naturally impossible to be a movie. There is only one person left in Cloud Shinobi Village who is qualified to let Sasuke do it. 8 Tails Jinchuriki. So his goal is 8 Tails? The Scorpion is now gnashing its teeth with hatred towards Sasuke, and even did something to 8 Tails. It doesn't matter if you attack 8 Tails, but use him and Deidara as bait. Used to greet the attention of the whole Cloud Shinobi Village, damn. Watching the imposing 4th Raikage approaching slowly, Scorpion frowned. Now that he has used the body puppet, if it is destroyed, he will be in trouble. 4th Raikage. Don't you want to know our purpose? Our goal is indeed the tailed beast. Deidara, who had just solved 2 Cloud Shinobi, looked at Scorpion in disbelief. At this time, Scorpion chose to betray Akatsuki? No. It's not that the Shao organization is so important, but that if Shie is such a person who is greedy for life and afraid of death, it is impossible to join the Shao organization. Which one of the Akatsuki organization is not a hard bone? Even if the strength is not enough, the temper is also very big. What is this guy talking about? Our purpose. Do you think it's just a mere second tail? Hearing this, 4th Raikage's eyes flickered. The target is not our way, so doesn't that mean? Suddenly 4th Raikage looked back towards the other side of the village. Oops. Not good. The other Cloud Shinobi don't know what's going on yet. They were all taken aback by Raikage's voice. Raikage didn't have time to explain too much, he turned around and rushed towards Killer Bee's lake quickly. Here I leave it to you. Be sure to catch these 2 guys. The sound remained, and the people of 4th Raikage didn't know how far they had run. Seeing 4th Raikage leave at lightning speed, Scorpion really heaved a sigh of relief. Although the remaining Cloud Shinobi joining Urwei Jinchuriki is equally difficult, at least it is not a fatal situation. Even if the task cannot be completed, there is still hope of escape. At this moment, Scorpion looked towards the direction where 4th Raikage disappeared. Uchiha Sasuke. Good luck. Huh. Dare to plot against us, now you can enjoy yourself. 4th Raikage. Plus 8 Tails Jinchuriki, and see how you die. Another way of fighting. Boy. I already know that your physical skills are very strong, and your physical skills have reached this level at this age. It's a pity that you didn't take advantage of the situation to continue to suppress me just now. Now I won't easily give you a chance to get close. Hearing Killer Bee say that, Sasuke even wanted to laugh. Keep yourself close? Wouldn't that be just right? In addition to opening more Indra chakras this time to complete the destiny mission. Isn't the second purpose just to break through one's own illusion level? Wouldn't it be good if you don't get close to it? Thinking of this, Sasuke smiled. Okay. Just in the next battle, I don't want you to get close to me either. As Sasuke slowly closed his eyes, Killer Bee didn't understand what it meant. Is this kid planning to use some amazing tricks? Need a certain amount of events to accumulate strength? If this is the case, Killer Bee can still attack Sasuke even if he is not close. It is not the right choice to spend a lot of time directly preparing a ninjutsu that takes a long time when facing the enemy. Sasuke slowly closed his eyes, while Killer Bee was still waiting for Sasuke to give him such an excellent opportunity to attack. It can be next second. Accompanied by Sasuke suddenly opened his eyes. Killer Bee seemed to freeze instantly, and Eight Tails Gyuki in his body was also shocked. Killer Bee. Eight Tails. It's Sharingan. Eight Tails. And it's not just a Sharingan, it's a Mangekyo Sharingan. Mangekyo Sharingan? Killer Bee froze for a moment. Eight Tails. That's right, Mangekyo Sharingan. Be more careful than 10,000, the power of Mangekyo Sharingan is not comparable to ordinary Sharingan. All of a sudden Eight Tails felt the influence of Killer Bee's chakra. This is illusion? This guy wants to use illusions on Jinchuriki? Is this kid an idiot? Eight Tails froze for a moment, released a little chakra, and easily lifted the influence of this chakra on Killer Bee. And Killer Bee felt it himself. You actually want to use illusion on me? Boy, it seems that the other fighting method you just talked about is this? The current Sasuke didn't pay attention to Killer Bee, but carefully felt the feeling of the illusion being activated just now. Although the attack is ineffective, it doesn't mean that Sasuke can't rely on this level of breakthrough illusion. Because he already clearly felt his illusion, and seemed to have some new insights. Sure enough, whether the target will be hit by the illusion has little effect on Sasuke. What is important is the release of Sasuke's illusion. A level capable of breaking through illusions by using illusions. Sasuke Mangekyo Sharingan continued to explode his pupil power, releasing illusions constantly, trying to disrupt the flow of chakra in Killer Bee's body again and again. Use this to create the illusion of Killer Bee. Can. Killer Bee, protected by the tailed beast chakra, is not affected by illusions at all. Eight Tails. Bye. Don't delay with him. This kid thinks he can use illusion to deal with us. That's just right, it's time for you to fight back. Hearing this, Killer Bee also nodded quickly. Indeed. Now it's our turn. Zauba, give me a little bit of your strength. Eight Tails. Use whatever you want, then. The next second, Killer Bee exhaled lightly, and a red chakra coat appeared on his body instantly. Envelop Killer Bee in it. Although only a small part of the tailed beast chakra is borrowed, it can be used as the existence of the perfect Jinchuriki. Even if it is only a small part of chakra, the explosive power is astonishing. In an instant, Killer Bee controlled chakra's coat and raged toward Sasuke. The scarlet tail quickly wound toward Sasuke like a tentacle. Seeing this, Sasuke raised his hand to form a mudra while maintaining the high-frequency illusion impact. Water style, water dragon bomb technique. The surface of the lake began to surge, the water flow swept across, and the turbulent water flow formed a water dragon, which began to bite towards Killer Bee's tentacles. It actually directly blocked Killer Bee's attack. Its power is so amazing that it can easily block the water dragon bomb of its own tail beast chakra. Is this kid's mastery of ninjutsu equally astonishing? It doesn't matter if it's physical pervert, but why is water-style ninjutsu also like this? At this time, Killer Bee suddenly felt some signs of uncontrollable chakra in his body. Although it disappeared in an instant. But this surprised Killer Bee and Eight Tails. How is this possible? At that moment just now, did this kid's illusion affect us? Eight Tails shook his head frantically. Impossible. My chakra has been affecting you. How could his illusion work? Killer Bee felt right. After all, he didn't show any sign of illusion just now. But what happened when chakra was out of control at that moment? Too late to think about it. Killer Bee went on to burst into more tail beast chakra. Directly open the tail beast chakra coat, 3 tails mode. The 3 tails that extended suddenly strangled the water dragon instantly, and then ravaged toward Sasuke. Sasuke sneered. Water style, water barrier. The water flow surging up from the lake surface instantly formed a thick water wall, which rose into the sky in an instant. He firmly blocked the impact of the 3 tentacles. Killer Bee was once again unbelievable. How strong this kid's water style is, and releasing the water style with one hand has such an astonishing power. At the same time, Sasuke's illusion attack is also non-stop. Sasuke, who is dual purpose, still has such a performance. This kid is really a freak. Illusions may not work on Jinchuriki, but the Uchiha clan owns the Mangekyo Sharingan, but they can use the power of the pupils to suppress the tailed beasts. It even made the tail beast unable to move. At this moment, Sasuke has been in constant contact with the tailed beast's chakra by releasing illusions, and has begun to understand how to use his pupil power to suppress the tailed beast in Killer Bee's body. His eyes fixed on Killer Bee, and Sasuke appeared in Killer Bee's body in the next second. And the 8 tails in front of him looked at Sasuke in horror. The battle is still going on outside, but in the bottom of Killer Bee's heart. Sasuke looked at the motionless 8 tails. As this 8 tails Gyuki? It looks like an octopus with a bull's head. Killer Bee looked at Sasuke, who entered his inner world. How did you get here? This is impossible. Sasuke glanced at him. I'm from the Uchiha clan, and Mangekyo Sharingan can control the tailed beast. You think only you can enter here? 8 tails called out to Killer Bee with difficulty, but at this moment Killer Bee looked at Sasuke and didn't know what to do. Because he didn't seem to be able to move freely at all. He could only silently look at Sasuke and walk towards 8 tails. Raise your hand and grab 8 tails' head. Give it a firm grip. In an instant 8 tails burst like a bubble. At the same time, both Sasuke and Killer Bee returned to the real world. Now, 8 tails has fallen into a deep sleep. No matter how Killer Bee called, 8 tails never responded. Although Killer Bee can still feel the chakra of 8 tails, even mobilizing chakra has no problem at all. 8 tails has no voice. It was the first time that he encountered such a situation. During the battle, it was as if 8 tails had been knocked out by. But fortunately, chakra of 8 tails can still be called by him. There is no problem in how you want to use it. And at this moment Sasuke looked at Killer Bee. The corners of his mouth raised slightly. Just now, the impact of using pupils and illusion on 8 tails directly made 8 tails fall into a coma. This kind of experience gave Sasuke a new idea about pupil surgery. The previous pupil technique was purely using chakra, or even integrated into the power emperor of Yin Dun chakra. This makes the power of the illusion more powerful. However, another question has not been considered, that is, whether pupil power can also be integrated into it. Now thinking of this idea, Sasuke is going to give it a try. Direct injection of pupil power makes the power of illusion even more astonishing. Sasuke's pupil power is so strong, Sasuke has entered the 5th stage of blood succession limit. Sasuke is able to erupt astonishing power just by relying on his pupil power. If the pupil power is integrated into the illusion, it will be another scene that even Sasuke has never imagined. For a split second, when Sasuke opened his eyes again. When the illusion impact was launched against Killer Bee again, Killer Bee still relied on the power of the tail beast chakra to make him immune to illusion. But the roar in his mind for a moment made him feel as if his head was about to explode. It looked very painful. Killer Bee, who was planning to attack, suddenly froze in place, covering his head with a painful expression. What did you do to me? Hearing this, Sasuke smiled. It's nothing, it's just the impact of illusion as usual. Impossible. Jinchuriki is immune to illusions because of the tailed beast, and it is impossible to be affected by illusions. Immunity is immunity, but it doesn't mean you ignore all damage. Sasuke smiled. At this time, the sound of the system sounded. Congratulations to host Sharingan's illusion level upgrade. Sharingan Illusion Ultimate Host masters the ultimate mystery of illusion in advance. Enable special ability. Mental shock, entry. The illusion has been successfully upgraded to the ultimate level. Sasuke froze in place. Didn't expect. So fast. It turns out that the illusion that incorporates pupil power is Ultimate's illusion. By the way, the special ability, Spirit, is also activated. Mental shock is like Kaguya's white-eyed ability Coercion, it can directly burst out substantial damage. But Sharingan is just a new product of the upgraded power after the Otsutsuki family merged into the fruit of the sacred tree. Therefore, it is not inconceivable that the coercion of the white eyes has evolved into the current mental shock. But no matter what. In short, at the same time that the special ability is activated, the task is also completed. Yang Dun chakra is about to awaken. Sasuke's eyes burst into an extremely strong light. At this moment, Sasuke looked like a sharp sword out of its sheath, and looked at Killer Bee, who was full of fear in front of him. Now Sasuke can use his full firepower, instead of simply using illusion to deal with this guy. Hands up. Print. The majestic chakra in Sasuke's body exploded instantly. Buzz. In an instant, the whole lake seemed to be boiling. The powerful chakra shock wave raged, sweeping towards the surroundings like an astonishing tide crazily, and even the water flow in the lake became extremely strong. It was as if the lake had suddenly turned into a stormy sea. Very turbulent. And this moment is the fourth Raikage who is rushing here. He stopped suddenly and looked at the crimson barrier in front of him. Fourth Raikage's complexion changed rapidly, from blue to white. This is 4 Red Yang formation, Konoha's formation that has long been impossible to use. How is it possible? How is the 4 Red Yang formation possible? If 4 Red Yang formation appears, it means that 4 cage-level ninjas can cast it at the same time. And the place where they were trapped was the isolated lake where 8 Tails Killer Bee was located. If that's the case, things must be pretty bad for Killer Bee. While Raikage was thinking, he suddenly saw the 4 Red Yang formation vibrating crazily. And there seemed to be astonishing waves surging inside. A large amount of water is constantly surging. The roar can be clearly heard even through the formation. Fourth Raikage stared wide-eyed at the rushing water inside. As this water style? Killer Bee doesn't know water style, so that means it's the enemy's water style. Watching the water waves rising tens of meters high in an instant. This level of water style is enough to explain a lot of problems. The strength of the shot guy is definitely far beyond the cage-level ninja. These guys really came for 8 Tails, and they prepared such a terrifying lineup. Damn. Then fourth Raikage shouted frantically, and then flew towards Killer Bee quickly, turning into a blue lightning bolt. And at this moment, fourth Raikage almost exploded his lightning-style chakra mode to the limit. But at the same time when blue lightning broke out, the black lightning also exploded in the barrier. The black thunder coming from the sky spreads crazily. In an instant, the entire barrier was almost covered. At the same time, the roar of thunder was heard throughout Cloud Shinobi Village. A large number of ninjas turned their heads and looked in the direction of the roaring thunder, only to see the black thunder falling from the sky. Is this black lightning style? Scary black lightning style. Who is it? Who's using Lord Third Raikage's black lightning style? Is it Darui? Darui is a little speechless. Isn't he in front of you? That's not me. But the entire Cloud Shinobi Village besides me. Who else? And it's still at this level. Lightning style. Black thunder was shining in the sky. The strange black light spread out in all directions, and the forest was filled with black and bright colors. Such a picture looks very strange. While most of the Cloud Shinobi were staring blankly at black thunder. Suddenly someone responded. Wait. That direction is not Master Killer Bee. One sentence has a greater impact than this black thunder, and it exploded directly in the crowd. That's right. The direction that Raikage-sama disappeared just now was also towards that location. Oops. Did someone do anything to Lord Killer Bee? Tune the tiger away from the mountain, so it turns out that these two guys are just trying to attract our attention. Hurry up. Hurry back. Master Killer Bee must have encountered an even more terrifying opponent now. Darui also fully understands how bad the situation is at this stage. Leave some people to deal with these two guys, and the rest will go with me to support Master Ying. Under Darui's command, though he has little position to command Cloud Shinobi's ninjas. But at this moment, most ninjas chose to obey orders. Darui is a ninja recognized by Master Raikage. In the village of the martial arts faction, strength is everything. Let's stay. Our way Jinchuriki and others go to support Raikage-sama. Seeing the actions of Cloud Shinobi, Scorpion didn't stop them. Logically, he and Deidara should try to stop these people as much as possible. But now the Scorpion just wants Sasuke to feel the feeling of being used as bait. Snort. Uchiha Sasuke. See if you can continue to be arrogant this time. Fourth Raikage, 8 Tails Jinchuriki, plus 2 Tails Jinchuriki, and many elite Cloud Shinobi. This lineup depends on how you deal with it. Senior, what should we do now? Deidara watched Erwei Jinchuriki leave, feeling a little depressed. This mission was a complete failure, and I'm afraid it's not easy to explain to Pain after I go back. However, Scorpion didn't take it seriously. Has it failed? Didn't we cooperate well with Sasuke and capture 8 Tails? 8 Tails is much more important than 2 Tails. Thinking about it this way seems to be the case. But Deidara is not an idiot either. He can also see that Scorpion intends to let these people go, so that the two of them can get away well. It also puts Sasuke under more pressure, so Sasuke's situation is not good. Although it is a pity, Deidara also hopes to see such a situation. Shut up and say nothing more. At the moment for Red Yang formation. As the water surged, Sasuke stood on the surface and watched Killer Bee dive into the water. The thunder in his hand raged wildly. Thunder and lightning are everywhere in the current. The black thunder surged like giant snakes in the current. After a while, Killer Bee, whose body was paralyzed by lightning, gradually surfaced. Look at how dark he is all over. If it weren't for the tail beast chakra to protect him, Killer Bee might be out of battle now. Looking at Sasuke in front of him, Killer Bee's face was extremely gloomy. This kid. What kind of monster? Can even use third Raikage's Black Lightning style. Uchiha Sasuke, Black Lightning. How could this guy be so strong? And only at this age. 8 tails in his body has also been in a coma state. No matter how Killer Bee calls it, it doesn't work. Now he could smell death. The surrounding 4 Red Yang formation completely blocked his escape route. Let him have no way to escape at all. This brat seems to know that he can escape through a special method. Hateful. For the first time, Killer Bee couldn't keep calm. Facing Sasuke. Such a young but amazing kid. In this case. Then. Let's fight to the death. Suddenly, the tail beast chakra in his body surged crazily. Strong chakra fluctuations, even Sasuke's lightning style was scattered. The black thunder gathered around Sasuke flickered. Withstood the storm formed by the impact of the tailed beast chakra. Sasuke opened his eyes slightly and looked at Killer Bee. Tail beast chakra exploded wildly, and then tentacles erupted from Killer Bee's body. And in a blink of an eye, a complete tailed beast was formed. Looking at Killer Bee, who is completely tailed, Sasuke probably understands that he wants to fight himself desperately. But it's a pity that even if it is a complete tailed beast, it can't help me. Boom. 8 tails tentacles lashed toward Sasuke like cannonballs. The speed and power are extremely terrifying in completely tailed beast, and a casual wave can bring astonishing destructive power. But Sasuke raised his hand, and the black thunder was in the shape of a Rasengan in Sasuke's hand, spinning rapidly. Form a relatively thin black thunderball. He turned his hand to face the sweeping tail, and gave it a slight push. Crack. Boom. With the black lightning style, it easily blocks the huge impact of the sweep. The thunder exploded into a small spider web-like shape. It easily blocked the attack. Killer Bee felt the numbness coming from him, and it seemed incredible at the same time. It actually blocked my attack. Is this kid a monster? Damn it. Then come again. Boom boom boom. 3 tails in a row swept toward Sasuke at a fast speed. At the moment of lightning, Sasuke made a seal with one hand. Lightning style, Chidori stream. Use the black lightning style to open Chidori flow for defense. Thunder and lightning are raging. A lightning barrier formed around Sasuke. Bang bang bang. Under continuous impact, Sasuke's defense was still not broken through. Killer Bee didn't expect it at all. Lightning style was already difficult to control, killing the black lightning style, but this kid, unexpectedly, was able to use lightning style to create a defensive sex technique. But it doesn't matter if it is blocked. Anyway, the purpose of Killer Bee is not to assist the commander, but to suppress it. The 3 tails were entwined tightly around Sasuke, and at the same time, the rabbi opened his mouth and looked in Sasuke's direction. Tail Beast chakra broke out. Tailed Beast Bomb is racking up chakra like crazy. At this moment Sasuke felt the fluctuation and wanted to break free, but at this moment the sound of the system sounded. Congratulations to host for obtaining Yang Dun chakra. Yang Dun, 0%, 1. Yang Dun chakra was fully awakened. At this moment Sasuke felt a little out of control. Sasuke was speechless. Is it at this time? When the tailed beast bomb was brewing, Sasuke was awakened by the system chakra. And when the body is out of control, outside the 4 Red Yang formation. 4th Raikage looked at the man standing in front of him. He has white hair and looks weird, definitely not from Cloud Shinobi Village. The opponent's aura is very strong, and it doesn't seem to be a simple role. In order to deal with so many powerful ninjas appeared. Where did this person come from? 4th Raikage looked at Kimimaro sullenly. Who are you? Dare to attack the Jinchuriki of Cloud Shinobi Village. Do you want to challenge me to Cloud Shinobi Village? Reikage was talking, but Kimimaro didn't pay much attention to him, but turned his head to look in the direction of 4 red yang formation behind him. Etc. Wait? Reikage froze for a moment. What did this guy say? Make yourself wait. What are you waiting for? At this moment, Kimimaro felt that the 4 red yang formation seemed to have changed. As if. While he was thinking, the 4 red yang formation disappeared suddenly. To be precise, it was lifted. Looking at the 4 red yang formation that was suddenly lifted, the water inside poured out crazily. Boom boom boom. 4 red yang formation lifted? Kimimaro's complexion suddenly changed. The release of the formation means either the battle is over. Either something happened to Sasuke, and the battle is over. At this moment, the 4 red yang formation disappeared, and the terrifying chakra fluctuations inside spread instantly. Feeling such a strong chakra impact, it doesn't look like the battle is over at all. 4th Reikage suddenly exclaimed. This chakra fluctuation is more than. Feeling the chakra wave of 8 tails, 4th Reikage is very excited right now. It seems that the opponent did not win the competition, otherwise the competition at this moment should not have such a strong tail beast chakra fluctuation. After the 4th Reikage reacted in an instant, watching the sweeping water flow, he instantly turned on the lightning-style chakra mode. Like a blue lightning, it rushed straight to the direction where the water flowed. At the same time, Kimimaro was stunned for a moment. This move, and Sasuke-sama's super fast, it seems. While thinking about it, Kimimaro also set off immediately, rushing straight towards the direction where the current is sweeping. Now he is also eager to see Sasuke's situation. The 4 red yang formation was suddenly lifted, and I'm afraid Master Sasuke's situation is not very good. The two rushed desperately into the engulfing flood. Feeling the impact of the water flow, 4th Reikage was even more shocked. Just what a powerful ninja is capable of bursting out with this level of water style. This can no longer be called water style, this should be called C done. By the time the torrent dissipated, the original lake had changed into another look, with wet patches everywhere and puddles of various sizes. And 4th Reikage saw Killer Bee at first glance. Killer Bee in full body state, now tailed beast bomb is also interrupted. But he's doing fine. Compare. The voice of 4th Reikage sounded, and Killer Bee felt as if the sky was sunny at this moment. Finally, someone came to save him, and he was also his elder brother. Killer Bee hastily released the state of complete tailed beast. Looking back at the movie rushing towards him. Brother. 4th Reikage stops next to Killer Bee, are you okay? Hearing this, Killer Bee took a few breaths, then nodded, not dead yet. But this time, the enemies I met were so strong that I thought I might die soon. Being able to make Killer Bee say these words, fear flashed in 4th Reikage's eyes. Killer Bee is 8 tails Jinchuriki, and he has perfectly controlled the tailed beast. What kind of enemy can make Badu feel afraid in this situation? Looking towards the other side. Sasuke, who was lying on the ground, was now raging with thunder and lightning, and at the same time was overflowing with strange chakra fluctuations. Sasuke closed his eyes tightly, like a coma but not like it. Swish. Kimimaro appeared beside Sasuke. Master Sasuke. Master Sasuke, this is. Sasuke didn't respond to Kimimaro's call. At the same time, Kimimaro couldn't get close to Sasuke. The power of the Black Thunder was amazing, and Kimimaro was only a little closer. The burst of thunder directly pierced through his skin and bones. Kimimaro stepped back again and again, looking at Sasuke lying on the ground who seemed to be in a coma. For a moment he didn't understand what was going on. It doesn't look like it's injured either. Brother. This guy is dangerous, he is Uchiha Sasuke. Hearing this, Reikage stood up slowly. Bye, can you still fight? Killer Bee nodded, of course. Be careful, there are other cage-level powerhouses around. 4 red yang formation needs 4 cage-level ninjas to open it. Uchiha Sasuke, Black Lightning style. This guy has to be taken back to the village and interrogated how he got the Black Lightning style. 4th Reikage wanted to step forward, but Kimimaro suddenly frowned. He stepped directly in front of Sasuke. The bone blade appeared in his hand instantly, and he pointed at 4th Reikage while holding the bone blade. If you want to touch Master Sasuke, you must defeat me first. Dare to stand in front of the old man. It seems that you are very confident in your own strength. Reikage smiled, and Killer Bee on the side also readjusted his state and stood shoulder to shoulder with Reikage. 1 to 2. Although there may be other companions of the enemy around, They have a great chance of winning in this situation, as long as they get rid of this person in front of them as soon as possible, and capture Sasuke. Then even if there are other companions with cage-level strength, Ying is not afraid. Compare. Do it, hurry up. Killer Bee burst into Tailed Beast chakra in an instant. Okay. Lightning-style chakra mode is on. One left and one right simultaneously rushed towards Kimimaro. Facing two top players from Cloud Shinobi Village. Kimimaro feels a lot of pressure now, but he is not afraid. Curse Seal. Activate. The black spell print pattern spread instantly. Kimimaro gritted his teeth, waiting to receive the onslaught of the two. At the same time, what the three of them didn't notice was the surrounding ground sprouted one after another, and the chakra waves spreading from Sasuke's body at this moment were full of extremely amazing life energy. Yang Dun awakens. The wood style in Sasuke's body is like nectar after a long drought, crazily absorbing Yang Dun chakra. Wood style and Yangdun are merging. With the addition of fusion, Sasuke's body is also constantly changing, and every cell seems to be under the burning of the fire. Constantly transforming. If it is said that Yin Dun merged with lightning style, it formed Black Thunder. So now Yang Dun is merging with wood style, and the power of wood style seems to have exploded. Yang Dun represents life energy, and what wood style needs is such a force zone. Although the fusion process won't take too long, Sasuke has no way to control his body now. Can feel the battle outside. Let's hope Kimimaro can block 8 tails for now. Things aren't looking too good for Kimimaro at the moment. At the same time, they face the 4th Raikage and 8 tails Jinchuriki who were rushing towards them. The strength and speed of the two are basically the only existence in the ninja world. Killer Bee is more powerful, but the speed of 4th generation is even more terrifying. 2 flashes of red and blue light struck simultaneously, one from the left and the other from the right. Kimimaro raised 2 bone blades in his hands. Although the speed of the two was very fast, Kimimaro was still able to capture the movement trajectory of the two. The knife stabbed straight towards 4th Raikage's abdomen. Didn't care about 4th Raikage's attack at all. At the same time, Killer Bee's fist hit Kimimaro hard on the chest. Kimimaro's bone knife also pierced the opponent's fist. Boom. 2 dull impact sounds sounded, and Kimimaro's whole body suffered an astonishing impact in an instant. Fly out directly. Pop. It hit hard on the stone wall at the edge of the lake before suddenly stopping. HMPH. Do you want to hurt this old man with this kind of thing? 4th Raikage seemed amused by Kimimaro's thought just now. Lightning-style chakra mode, but the combination of offense and defense. Both offensive and defensive. His father, 3rd Raikage, was known as the strongest shield and the strongest spear. But so is 4th Raikage, who honed lightning-style chakra mode to ultimate. In his prime of life, his fighting power is not inferior to that of his father. Brother's strength has become stronger again. This guy dares to take our attack like this. I'm afraid his internal organs have been shattered by now. Speaking of Killer Bee seemed to sweep away the previous depression. He looked very happy. Hush. Suddenly the stone rolled down, and the direction Kimimaro landed in was covered in dust and smoke. Kimimaro's figure reappeared. Both Raikage and Killer Bee were a little surprised at the moment. The joint attack of the two of them is so amazing. This guy isn't dead? It's fine if he's not dead, but he still has the strength to stand up. He didn't use any defensive ninjutsu at all just now. It is impossible to block the strength of the two of them. As expected of a village of the fighting faction, its strength is astonishing. Its bones were almost shattered. While talking, Kimimaro stepped out of the smoke. Topless. Where the body was hit, the skin is healing rapidly. In the blink of an eye, no wounds could be seen at all. Seeing this scene, both of them froze for a moment. This guy. Well, pervert the healing powers, it's completely fine. At the same time, the curse marks spreading on Kimimaro's body are also making Kimimaro's chakra fluctuations more intense. Meeting the two of you, I'm afraid. There is no way to attack in a normal way. Saying that, Kimimaro raised his head slowly. Dead bone pulse activates immediately. The bone spurs growing from the elbows, knees, shoulders, back, and everywhere made Kimimaro instantly turn into a humanoid murder weapon. The momentum changed instantly. At this moment, 4th Raikage frowned, looking at Kimimaro in front of him. This guy. What kind of technique is this? Since the bones are. Now let me attack. Suddenly Kimimaro accelerated towards the two of them, facing Kimimaro's counterattack. neither 4th Raikage nor Killer Bee made any moves. Seeing that Kimimaro was planning to fight in close quarters, there was absolutely no need for fear for the two of them. In terms of physical skills, Cloud Shinobi Village is never afraid. Bang bang. Although Kimimaro's power is not as strong as the two, but after turning on the spell seal mode, his power has also increased a lot. And now Kimimaro is fully recovered. The burst of power is amazing. However, Kimimaro didn't use fists to attack, but directly used the bone spurs growing on the back of his hands to stab them fiercely. The gymnastics confrontation begins. Kimimaro was alone against both 4th Raikage and Killer Bee's attacks. These two are indeed worthy of being brothers, and they cooperate tacitly. Take Kimimaro's attack calmly. You punch me and kick me, constantly bombarding Kimimaro fiercely. However, no matter how he attacked, Kimimaro seemed to be fine, even though he turned his head and was punched. Take a step and get kicked. But it still didn't let him back down. Instead, they continued to attack. The bone spurs kept stabbing towards the deadly parts of the two, the heart, forehead, eyebrows, and neck. Kimimaro didn't care about it at all. As far as physical skills were concerned, he was only suppressed by the two of them, but Kimimaro still didn't rush. Bang bang. Another 2 solid laps. At the same time, the bone spurs basically had no way to break through the defenses of the two. Kimimaro's face became increasingly ugly, 10-finger piercing. Waved his hands and fired countless bone bullets. Facing the blasting bone bullets, the two of them dodged at the same time. Although it doesn't look very powerful, in order to avoid this thing's other abilities, it's better to avoid it. Pushing the two back temporarily, Kimimaro seized the opportunity and rushed directly towards Killer Bee. Compared with the two, Killer Bee is undoubtedly much weaker. Maybe it's because a lot of power has been consumed by Sasuke-sama. Now Kimimaro wants to whack this guy first and then turn around on 4th Raikage. Tsubaki dance. He pulled out his left arm and turned it into a knife as a weapon. Kimimaro's skill is not weak at all. Even in terms of physical skills alone, it is much stronger than Killer Bee. The moment he got close, Kimimaro's attack exploded instantly. The bone knife slashed at Killer Bee fiercely. Since all the ninja knives on his body were knocked out by Sasuke, Killer Bee had no choice but to dodge now. While dodging 2 knives in a row, Kimimaro has seized his opening for the 3rd knives. Directly aimed at the abdomen with a knife and cut fiercely. But in the next second, blue lightning flashed, and a hand clasped his wrist firmly. Make his blade unable to advance any further. In an instant, Kimimaro looked up at 4th Raikage's fist pounding towards his head. Kimimaro completely ignored the grabbed arm. Dance of Tangsong. The body turned quickly, relying on the bone spurs on his body to bounce off 4th Raikage's fist. At the same time, the grasped arm also broke free. He kicked towards 4th Raikage, and the opponent also kicked over. The two forces erupted directly, and the two retreated at the same time. Kimimaro slipped about 10 meters backwards, and the movie just took 2 steps back. After stabilizing his figure, 4th Raikage now looked at Kimimaro with a look of surprise. The person in front of me was able to block the joint attack of him and Killer Bee for so long at the same time. Although he suffered a lot of attacks, he was still unharmed. What kind of monster is this guy? Brother, this guy is not simple. As Killer Bee spoke, 4th Raikage rolled his eyes. Needless to say, to be able to fight with the two of them for so long, and it is still the case of the two of them joining forces. Withstand so many attacks, and at the same time find opportunities to counterattack. Although it didn't cause any damage, being able to do this in a 1-on-2 situation is pretty good. Kimimaro looked at the two in front of him. So strong. It's really strong. There's no time to breathe, not even a bit of space. Although this is because the two teamed up to deal with themselves, even if they only deal with one alone. I'm afraid it's not an easy thing either. And now 8-Tails Jinchuriki is still in a state where most of his physical strength has been consumed by Master Sasuke. Otherwise, if I face the two people in their heyday, I'm afraid it will be even worse. Use all your strength. If you hold back like this, I'm afraid you will be beaten by these two people all the time. When Kimimaro was about to explode, suddenly there was a shout in the distance. Master Raikage! Master Raikage! Master Killer Bee! A large group of Cloud Shinobi is coming here at an extremely fast speed. Looking at the mighty group of people, Kimimaro's face became more gloomy. Darui was at the front of the line and quickly made his way to 4th Raikage and Killer Bee. Master Raikage, this is, what's going on? Movie. I'll talk about the specifics later, after the doctor gets rid of this guy. Hearing that Darui didn't ask any more questions, he focused on Kimimaro in front of him. At the same time, the other cloud shinobi around him also cheered up and stared at Kimimaro. Facing a large group of cloud shinobi, and each one of them is so imposing that they can come so quickly, which one is not at the level of Jonin? In the blink of an eye, dozens of powerful Jonin appeared. The pressure on Kimimaro is even greater now. But behind him, Sasuke seems to have not come to his senses, and the current Kimimaro can't retreat no matter what. I gritted my teeth. Kimimaro directly activates the second spell seal state. Immediately, the fluctuation of chakra surged again, and Darui stood in front of the shadow. This guy. So weird. Killer Bee. Be careful, this guy is very defensive, his body is like iron, my brother and I have attacked him countless times, and he is fine. What? How can this be? The cloud shinobi present were a little surprised. They are very clear about the strength of 4th Raikage and Lord Killer Bee. In the face of these two, they were able to remain unscathed. The guy looked really weird. Master Raikage, let's try ninjutsu, you seize the opportunity to kill with one blow. 4th Raikage was about to say something, but Darui spoke first. Land done, laser circus. The attack appeared like a laser, but it was still able to turn, like a tiny green snake. It exploded from Darui's hands, and then quickly wrapped around Kimimaro's body. The speed is so fast that Kimimaro has no time to dodge. Oops. Kimimaro looked up at the other cloud shinobi who jumped up. Fire style. Wind style. With tacit cooperation, there is no need for anyone to give special instructions at all. The cloud shinobi Jonins have already developed an extraordinary tacit understanding in their usual battles. The wind fueled the fire, and the flames became more turbulent. The overwhelming flames fell instantly. Kimimaro looked back abruptly. You must not let Sasuke-sama be influenced. Dead bone pulse, early fern dance. In an instant, bone spurs emerged from the ground, surrounding Kimimaro and Sasuke, forming a huge encirclement. And in the blink of an eye, it grew into a terrifying bone forest. Boom. The roar of flames sounded. Darui let go of his hands and performed ninjutsu. Just now. This guy. Did he summon a piece of bone spur to resist the attack? 4th Raikage nodded. That's right, Killer Bee. This guy. Seems to be some kind of special kind of bloodline. Bones? I remember, Kirigakir's former Wei Yoruichi clan, the blood succession limit, dead bone pulse. Mist Shinobi? 4th Raikage also seemed to have a little impression now. This kind of blood succession boundary should have been completely extinct long ago. I didn't expect there to be survivors. And the strength is still so amazing. The flame gradually died out. The bone spurs burned by the flames remained unchanged. Kimimaro stepped out of it. Looking at the bony spur barrier behind, the existence of this thing should be able to protect Lord Sasuke very well. Next, he started with a heart. The old man is here to suppress him, you prepare the sealing technique. Such a rare blood inheritance boundary, can't let him die so easily. Raikage laughed, and the tail beast chakra on Killer Bee also became stronger. Brother, let me help you. Master Raikage, this guy's appearance has changed, and the chakra wave has also increased a lot, be careful. Darui reminded. 4th Raikage smiled when he heard this. The old man should be a little more serious. Boom. ZZZ stronger lightning-style chakra mode burst. The storm alone already made the surrounding cloud shinobi faintly feel like they were about to be blown away. In the next second, 4th Raikage struck directly. Your body seems to be very hard, so the old man will come and see how hard it is. Boom. Chakra erupted again. Chakra exploded like a bomb on 4th Raikage's body. And the current is also flowing more intensely. Heavy storm. In an instant, a rapid, blue lightning flashed by. Suddenly, it came directly to Kimimaro's side. Beep. The moment the roar sounded, Kimimaro heard the sound of his own bones shattering. The bone spur that pierced his body was actually broken in an instant, and the huge force made him spit out a mouthful of blood at this instant. The body flew out in an instant. In midair, though, Killer Bee wouldn't let him just stop. Lariat. Boom. Another strong impact. Kimimaro's body was forcibly stopped in the air, and he went in the opposite direction. In the air, Kimimaro's body rolled rapidly. Seeing this scene, Cloud Shinobi felt a little cruel. Being jointly attacked by Master Raikage and Master Killer Bee, it is your honor to die under the hands of these two, foreign ninja. However, Kimimaro, who was spinning in the air, suddenly let out a violent cry, and an astonishing airflow erupted from his body. The broken bone spurs grow rapidly again. The moment he turned around, his body turned faster, and more bone spurs grew out. The color of these bone spurs seems to have changed a bit, becoming somewhat dull. The whole person is like a spinning beast, and the body quickly smashes towards the direction of fourth Raikage. Bang bang. An astonishing impact erupted. A huge crater was smashed into the ground, dust and smoke were everywhere. And lightning flashes. Fourth Raikage dodged the blow with great speed. Watch fourth Raikage suddenly appear on the other side. Darui looked at the place where the dust and smoke rose. It's amazing. The other Cloud Shinobi were also a little surprised, facing the continuous heavy blows from fourth Raikage and Killer Bee. Didn't die. Even if he is not dead, he can immediately launch a counterattack. What kind of monster is this guy? Get up. Kimimaro's mouth was bleeding profusely, but this kind of injury was no problem for him at all. After all, in addition to his own recovery and self-healing abilities, he also has the powerful recovery provided by the Tail Beast Chakra. As long as it is not a fatal injury, it can be used for instant skincare. And his body has basically done it, spreading the bone cells almost all over his body, and even forming a defensive periosteum in the lower layer of the skin. A heavy hit from fourth Raikage and Killer Bee, 850, was far from a one-hit kill for Kimimaro. Ahem. The strength is stronger than before. It seems that the two of you have become serious. Hear Kimimaro's voice while watching Kimimaro coming out of the smoke. Although there is a bloodline on the corner of his mouth, his breathing is as smooth as ever, without any problems at all. All the Cloud Shinobi are a little confused. Isn't this guy injured? There's not even a single wound on his body. This guy has a very strong self-healing ability. It seems that no matter how he attacks, as long as it is not a fatal attack, I am afraid it will be useless to him. Killer Bee said. Darui was stunned for a moment. Extremely strong self-healing ability? What a pervert self-healing ability. That was the attack of Lord Fourth Raikage and Lord Killer Bee, and they basically recovered in a blink of an eye. And strictly speaking, after the attack hits, it takes less than a breath. This guy basically recovered almost. It can even launch a counterattack immediately. Master Raikage, you have to find a way to trap him. Talking about Darui turning around, several Jonin who are good at sealing ninjutsu have already started to prepare. Fourth Raikage. Bye. Let's crush him together. The rest of you get your ninjutsu ready and trap this guy. Cloud Shinobi audience. Yes. Kimimaro frowned. The dignified fourth Raikage didn't even intend to play one-on-one with him. Instead, he intends to directly use the many people to bully the few. Is such a person worthy of being a Raikage? So timid. But fourth Raikage doesn't care about him. Do it directly. Zzz. Accompanied by the roar of violent thunder and lightning. Fourth Raikage in the form of blue lightning came straight to Kimimaro. Lateral bolt of pain. Chop. Lightning-style chakra gathered on the fist. It blasted towards Kimimaro as quickly as a rocket launcher. See this scene. Kimimaro also knows that even though his resilience is amazing, he cannot just be hit like this. Otherwise, what awaits him is a storm-like attack. Gotta stop him. Put your palms together and open your palms to fourth Raikage instantly. He didn't intend to catch the punch but. Dead bone pulse. Dance of the fern. The bones that erupted instantly formed a huge bone spear like a drill bit, and the airflow crazily sprayed from the rear. At the same time, Kimimaro's hands condensed into two bone spears, and he threw them fiercely in the direction of fourth Raikage. The power generated by the moment is definitely not weaker than the fourth Raikage. Bang bang. Invisible ripples spread rapidly in the air. The strong airflow caused all Cloud Shinobi to be stunned for a moment. Block. Blocked? Cloud Shinobi looked at Kimimaro in surprise. This was their fourth Raikage's attack. This guy was able to block it. You must know that Master Raikage's power enhancement under lightning-style chakra mode is definitely at the pervert level. An existence that can even directly wrestle with 8 tails. This guy was actually able to block such an attack. Zzz. The sound of friction between the lightning and the bones echoed continuously, wave after wave without any intention of stopping. Kimimaro looked at fourth Raikage who was forced to stop by himself, and at the same time, the sound of rapid breaking wind suddenly sounded in his ears. Wanted to fight back but had no chance. A few huge tails quickly wound towards him. The huge bone spear in his hand was directly withdrawn, and the bone spurs formed an orderly arrangement, growing out from under the skin. Swish. Kimimaro's hands formed like jagged blades, deflecting Killer Bee's attack. Continuously blocking the attack of the Cloud Shinobi crowd is also ready. Water style, water binding technique. Suddenly, streams of water burst out from the puddles on both sides, climbing up Kimimaro's body like a snake. The current controls Kimimaro's movements, and then. Lightning style, ground walk. Times 10. The lightning style that 10 Cloud Shinobi Jonins erupted at the same time directly made Kimimaro's body completely incapacitated. Paralyzed by lightning style. And the Cloud Shinobi, who were preparing for the sealing technique in an instant, also made a move. Jed. The black pattern spreading from the ground, quickly climbed up the body of Jun Ma Chuan. Under the suppression of the sealing technique, Kimimaro felt that his chakra was suppressed. It's now. Lord Raikage, with the help of Cloud Shinobi Jonin and Ninjutsu, Kimimaro really has nothing to do. Just blocking the attacks of 4th Raikage and Killer Bee has left him with no gaps. There is simply no defense against these Jonin's ninjutsu. Very good. Leave it to the old man. The lightning-style chakra on 4th Raikage broke out again. Boy, your blood successor boundary is very special. Old man Shang will not kill you, but take you back and study your blood successor boundary. Maybe it can become the new power of Cloud Shinobi Village. Kimimaro stared wide-eyed at the approaching Raikage. The lightning-style chakra on the opponent's body is so powerful. Now his chakra is suppressed, and he is powerless to resist at all. T-hash. Kimimaro's eyes were bloodshot as he stared at 4th Raikage. Beep. The opponent rushed out suddenly, and the ground trembled suddenly. A flash of lightning flashed in the air, and the fist of 4th generation Raikage descended again, attacking Kimimaro with a terrifying momentum. The Cloud Shinobi smiled. Although this enemy was not weak, he still couldn't last long in front of Lord 4th Raikage. Whoever dared to trouble Cloud Shinobi Village deserved his death. Clang. The moment Raikage's fist landed on Kimimaro's face. The sound of the blade being unsheathed sounded. Black. Black. The flickering black thunder flashed in the eyes of everyone. Next second. The terrifying roar of Raikage's attack resounds. Bang bang. Zzz. And at this moment, 2 lightning bolts, one black and one blue, exploded. Blast in front of Kimimaro. The moment the thunder flashed, Kimimaro saw a knife. A black knife fell straight from the sky and stuck in front of him. A black thunder flashed on the black knife. Black thunder. With such power, it goes without saying that Kimimaro instantly knew who it was. Looking back at this moment suddenly, black thunder is covered all over his body, like a demon walking out of hell. While covered with black thunder, Sasuke's hair has unknowingly grown to the waist. Looking at Sasuke's appearance now, there seems to be some kind of black eyeshadow in the corner of his eyes. It looks evil, and it is completely the image of a devil man. Sasuke came up behind Kimimaro. Glancing at Kimimaro, the sealing spell on Kimimaro's body slowly dissipated at this moment. Kimimaro was stunned for a moment and slowly stood up, looking at Sasuke, who had grown taller. Basically as tall as myself. What's going on here? The aura is undoubtedly Master Sasuke's fault, but what's the situation with this height? No wonder he felt that Sasuke seemed to have changed, but he didn't expect to suddenly become like this. Sasuke. My lord. Kimimaro called out tentatively. Sasuke nodded at him. Good job, Kimimaro bought me a lot of time. The moment Sasuke spoke, Kimimaro felt a great pressure. This unprecedented pressure made him feel as if couldn't move his body at all. Master Sasuke's power seems to have become more. While Kimimaro was surprised, suddenly a voice came from the direction of Cloud Shinobi. Hey. What's the matter with you? Master Raikage, they can't seem to move. Cloud Shinobi, who previously released the sealing technique, is now squatting on the ground, maintaining the seal movement. But the eyes are dull, and it looks like dementia. He was motionless, and even drooled from the corner of his mouth. Why did he suddenly become this kind of virtue when he was fine just now? An invisible aura spread from Sasuke's body. 4th Raikage looked at Sasuke in surprise. The pair of Scarlet Mangekyo Sharingan just swept across his body, and at that moment, even 4th Raikage felt as if a block of ice had slid on his back. A creepy sense of oppression suddenly descended. Is this man? Is Uchiha Sasuke? But isn't he just a teenager? 4th Raikage couldn't figure it out, and Killer Bee was so surprised that his eyes almost popped out. This is the kid just now. How did he grow up all of a sudden? What's happening here? When the two were in a daze, the cloud shinobi on the side called Raikage frantically. Raikage came back to look at the current state of these ceiling cloud shinobi. At this moment, Raikage's heart skipped a beat. Without waiting for him to speak, Darui on the side swallowed hard. This is an illusion. They all fell under the illusion. Illusion? Other cloud shinobi startled. Phantasmagoria? How can it be? When did they get the illusion? And so many people got the illusion at once. What kind of illusion can have such an effect? These are all jonin. Let more than a dozen jonin be illusioned at one time, and then be immobilized. What kind of monster can release such an illusion? Raikage suddenly looked back at Sasuke. Those scarlet eyes. It's Sharingan's optical illusion. No. Don't look into this guy's eyes. While talking, fourth Raikage looked away himself. At the same time, I was extremely shocked. The man's strength terrified him. This was the first time he had such emotions. Fear. He was actually scared. Kimimaro glanced at those jonins who were immobilized by Sasuke's illusion in an instant, and his heart was also shaken crazily. It's just a moment, Master Sasuke. He directly used illusion to immobilize so many people in an instant, and they were all Cloud Shinobi's elite jonin. The power of such illusion is unbelievable. Although illusion is difficult to deal with, it is not so easy to kill a ninja of the jonin level in seconds. Disturbing chakra in jonin's body with illusion also requires a process. However, Sasuke only in an instant. Zzz. Suddenly the noise of thunder and lightning flowed. At this moment, countless tiny black laces flashed across the air. It raged straight in the direction of the Cloud Shinobi crowd, because it was a tiny black lace. Even fourth Raikage was somewhat oblivious. The moment he instinctively sensed the danger, he suddenly noticed a black lace passing by his side. Followed by almost the same time, a dozen Cloud Shinobi elite jonin behind him were instantly struck by lightning. The sound of thunder and lightning wandering appeared, followed by boom. A Cloud Shinobi elite jonin lost consciousness in an instant, and fell to the ground with a bang. Then the second, third, fourth, fifth, bang bang bang. All of these Cloud Shinobi jonin fell to the ground except Darui. Darui escaped unharmed because of his quick response. But he looked back at the rock behind him hit by the black lace. It was pierced almost instantly. Such a thunderbolt like a silk thread actually used the power to pierce through rocks. Boom. Dense cracks suddenly appeared on the rock, and then the whole rock burst open. Seeing this, Darui was even more sweaty. This power. But is not just as simple as penetrating. Looking back at Sasuke, Darui now feels his hands and feet are cold, and his blood seems to have been frozen. Sasuke crosses Kimimaro and pulls out the Kusanagi sword on the ground. Knife. The blade of the Kusanagi sword has turned black. There was even a faint light, and as soon as it touched Sasuke's hand, Sasuke's chakra flowed onto the Kusanagi sword. The black thunder exploded in an instant, and the flowing black thunder followed one after another, turning into an extremely ferocious black thunder snake, entangled with the Kusanagi sword. Even just relying on thunder and lightning caused air fluctuations in the distance. The corners of Sasuke's mouth turned up slightly. Tolerate. It was finally practiced by him. And the Kusanagi sword seems to not only incorporate the power of lightning style, but also seems to be because of the opening of the yin-yang dun. The Kusanagi sword is also after absorbing the two forces. Amazing changes have taken place. Just like all kinds of magical ninja tools created by Sage of Six Paths. Now Sasuke's ninja sword Kusanagi seems to be somewhat similar. Sasuke looked away from the Kusanagi sword and looked towards the three people in front of him. Fourth Raikage. Eight Tails Jin Chiriki. Future fifth Raikage. These three are probably the strongest three in Cloud Shinobi. They come to be their current opponents. Not bad. Just now you took great care of my subordinate. Sasuke patted Kimimaro on the shoulder, then turned to look at the three of them. Now. Let me thank you for him. Swish. The Kusanagi sword was waved by Sasuke, and the thunder and lightning sounded instantly, and the black thunder quickly passed over the ground. A crack about 10 meters long was left directly on the ground. Seeing the crack in front of them, the three of them suddenly felt tense. Fourth Raikage. That knife. So powerful, not only because of the strength of this kid, but the blade itself seems not simple. Both Killer Bee and Darui approached in the direction of fourth Raikage. Master Raikage, this guy. I'm afraid it's difficult to deal with. Why don't you let me delay here first? You bring Master Killer Bee first. Stupid. What nonsense. Fourth Raikage took 2 steps forward, clenching his fists lightly. I am the dignified Fourth Raikage, and this is Cloud Shinobi Village. Being knocked on the door, let me go. Old man. Will never back down. Is this the realization of being a Raikage? Sasuke thinks this guy is kind of funny. Raise your hand. Seeing Sasuke's actions, the 3 of them became very nervous, but Sasuke just gave each other a light hook. Then he laughed and said, come on. Let me see how strong I am as Raikage. Seeing Sasuke's provocative action, Fourth Raikage couldn't bear it anymore. Lightning Style Chakra Mode, Full Blast. The strongest lightning style armor. The hair that stands on end in an instant is accompanied by the strong airflow that spreads from Raikage's body. Like the sudden waves of a calm lake, rapidly spread towards Sasuke. The roar of thunder and lightning sounded, and the blue thunder and lightning covered the whole body, forming a strong contrast with the black thunder that danced on the Kusanagi sword in Sasuke's hand. Next second, Fourth Raikage was about to make a move, and Killer Bee on the side also gritted his teeth fiercely. Brother, I'm with you. After speaking, the 2 of them had no extra communication, because it was completely unnecessary. Fourth Raikage rushed directly towards Sasuke, in the last lightning style mode. Fourth Raikage is so fast that even Mangekyo Sharingan can't catch it. This surprised Sasuke a lot. It was so fast, but even if he couldn't see it, it didn't mean that Sasuke couldn't capture the guy's position. Lightning style, Network of Hearts. The black wave broke out suddenly, and Sasuke swept out the moment Sasuke formed a seal with one hand. Visible black ripples spread from Sasuke's feet. At the same time, if you look carefully, you can faintly see black lightning, like tiny black threads, wriggling like black bugs in the ripples. Boom. The instant the black ripples spread across the entire lake in an instant. Sasuke has already captured the figure of Fourth Raikage. A strong gust of wind was surging behind him. The moment Sasuke pushed Kimimaro away with his backhand, he raised the Kusanagi sword in his right hand. Blocked in midair. The moment the black thunder erupted, bang bang. Sasuke's right foot suddenly seemed to have been impacted by a huge force, and it fell directly into the ground at a height of more than 10 meters. The ground under his feet instantly cracked open. At the same time, the fluctuations that erupted due to the sudden heavy blow have not had time to spread in the future. Sasuke raised his head and looked at Fourth Raikage, who kicked towards him in the air. His attack was firmly blocked by himself with the Kusanagi sword. This power may be a threat to the previous Sasuke. But for Sasuke, who has now successfully awakened Yongdun Chakra and made a real qualitative change in Wood-style blood successor limit. But there is no threat at all. With a sudden burst of power, the black thunder and blue lightning were fighting. There was a feeling of no distinction, but the next second the black thunder erupted instantly, and Sasuke used the special ability and strange power of the Senju clan on the Kusanagi sword. The black thunder that erupted in an instant devoured the blue lightning in an instant. The powerful force erupted with an astonishing roar. The terrifying ripples that were set off turned into a storm that could easily blow people away. Beep. At the same time, Fourth Raikage was also bounced off by Sasuke. The retreating Fourth Raikage now has his pupils rapidly dilated, staring at Sasuke firmly. This kid can keep up with the speed of the old man. This is his strongest lightning-style chakra mode, the speed is unparalleled, but this kid can keep up. And standing still, he repelled himself. Thunder and lightning spread, and the black thunder turned into black thunder snakes in the air, crazily biting towards Fourth Raikage. Although Fourth Raikage has no time to dodge, he relies on the unique defensive ability of lightning-style chakra mode. Still able to easily block the impact of these black thunder. Bang bang bang. Suddenly there was the sound of hurried and violent footsteps. Behind Sasuke, Killer Bee turned on the chakra coat mode directly, and 8 tails of chakra gathered emerged behind him. The Killer Bee in this state is extremely fast. Like a red rocket, it rushed straight towards Sasuke. The sound of the wind, the roar, the sound of footsteps. Directly fused together and directly exploded. The moment Sasuke looked back, a blood moon bloomed in Mangekyo Sharingan. Sharingan illusion. Just for an instant, the flow of Killer Bee's chakra came to a standstill. For other enemies, perhaps such an instant change would not affect anything. But for Sasuke, there is so much that can be done. Chidori. Chidori, which was condensed with one hand without seal, exploded in Sasuke's hand, and at the same time, the other hand has completed the seal simultaneously. Lightning style. Lei Shun. Beep. Sasuke, who directly turned into a black thunder and appeared in front of Killer Bee, drew a semicircle in the air with the Chidori in his hand, with the black thunder and the singing of thousands of birds. The blow hit Killer Bee directly in the chest. The action is faster than the fourth Raikage, and it seems to be no less. Accompanied by Chidori's chirping sound, the thunder seemed to directly penetrate his shoulder, tearing apart the tail beast chakra's defense. The black thunder instantly engulfed most of Killer Bee's body. At the same time, Darui's seal was also completed. Master Killer Bee. You're not the only one who knows how to use Black Lightning style. Bastard. Lightning style, Black Panther. Black thunder brewing, exploding. Turning into a black tiger, he pounced on Sasuke. At the same time, Killer Bee was hit by Sasuke, and his body quickly flew back. Sasuke, who was holding the Kusanagi sword in his backhand, did not swing the sword, but raised the Kusanagi sword at this moment and pointed at the Black Thunder Tiger in front of him. A black thunder burst out directly from the blade, piercing through it instantly, smashing the tiger that the Black Thunder turned into. Defeat Black Panther in a second. The thunder flew past Darui's face, and Darui, who was standing there, was stunned and subdued. At the same time, the sound of Killer Bee hitting the stone wall was heard. Beep. Buzz. The three people who stopped at this moment, and Kimimaro who was pushed away by Sasuke, all stared at Sasuke dumbfounded. 2 seconds? No. Probably not even 2 seconds. In the battle of less than 2 seconds just now. Blocked the full blow of the fourth Raikage with ease. He directly counterattacked and wounded 8 Tails Killer Bee, and also smashed the ninjutsu of Darui Cloud Shinobi Elite Jonin in seconds. Now even the fourth Raikage, who started off like a rainbow. At this moment, there seemed to be no sound. He would think of his own attack just now, being easily resisted by Sasuke, and his whole body would tremble uncontrollably. Lightning Style Chakra Mode. This is the jutsu developed by his father, third Raikage, this violent ninjutsu. It can even allow the caster to use a huge power that can compete with the tailed beast body art. But today, facing a ninja, an enemy much younger than himself, he didn't have the upper hand at all in terms of strength, and was predicted by the opponent to attack his own route. It means that the other party has been able to capture his figure. Can anyone capture the speed of the strongest lightning style armor? How can this be? Killer Bee, who climbed out of the stone pile, now has a very ugly face, and a blood hole is pierced through his left shoulder. While Tailed Beast's chakra is letting his wounds heal. Healing also takes time. The pale Killer Bee's breath became much weaker now. Master Killer Bee, are you alright? Darui helped Killer Bee up by the. But at this time, Sasuke didn't plan to wait for them to continue to attack. Is this the end of your attack? Then it's my turn now. After speaking, the flow speed of the Black Thunder on the Kusanagi sword in Sasuke's hand suddenly accelerated, as if it turned into a burning black flame, but the blade of the Black Lita flickered from time to time. And at this moment fourth Raikage came to his senses. No. The old man. How could he not even be able to deal with a kid? Fourth Raikage, who is in his prime, is quite confident in his own strength. ZZ. In an instant, a blue light flashed in the air. And at this moment, the corners of Sasuke's mouth rose slightly. Then let's start with you. Even the Mangekyo Sharingan couldn't quite capture the guy's movements. But Sasuke didn't use the pupil technique, he directly used the pupil technique, super insight. The figure that I couldn't see clearly at all appeared directly in my field of vision. Sasuke captures the figure of fourth Raikage. Raising his hand with a knife directly blocked the opponent's heavy punch, and the lightning's magnetism erupted with even more astonishing sparks. Sasuke stood where he was, swinging the Kusanagi sword in his hand. Every swing just blocked fourth Raikage's attack. After collisions again and again, even against fourth Raikage who had unlocked the strongest lightning-style armor, Sasuke still seemed to be able to do a job with ease. Not even lightning-style, God Speed, has been used yet. It has been able to completely block fourth Raikage's attack. The multiple collisions of thunder and lightning, Sasuke's Black Thunder has made fourth Raikage feel a little paralyzed. At the same time, the speed at which chakra was consumed was also extremely astonishing. The power of Sasuke's Black Lightning style surprised fourth Raikage. If you don't spend a lot of chakra, you can't stop the erosion of Sasuke Lightning style at all. We must know that he is a majestic Raikage, and he is good at Lightning style chakra mode. His polishing of Lightning style is definitely not inferior to anyone in the ninja world. However, in front of Sasuke, Raikage didn't feel that his Lightning style gave him an advantage. On the contrary, Sasuke's lightning style is even more amazing. Boom boom boom. A series of dense and non-stop thunder and lightning roared. At this moment, Kimimaro stared at the flickering thunder with his eyes wide open, the two kinds of black and blue lightning that were constantly intertwined. Looking at Sasuke, who just needs to move slightly, turn around, and swing the knife, he can perfectly block the attack. On the opposite side was fourth Raikage, who was at an astonishing speed and could not see anyone at all. Kimimaro is very clear about strength and speed. An ordinary ninja may only need to be hit once to bid farewell to this world. However, Master Sasuke easily blocked the opponent's attack. The trembling sound produced by the impact of the blade continued to resound, as if a melodious song was ringing beside my ears. Just when several people were surprised by the battle scene between the two. In the distance, small black dots are rapidly approaching. This is the second batch of ninjas from Cloud Shinobi, and the ones who came earlier were all faster, or ninjas whose strength was at the top of Cloud Shinobi village. Although the strength of the second person may not be as strong as the first Jonin, but their number is not ordinary. Just taking a quick glance, there are already hundreds of ninjas appearing. Among them is a ninja who exudes the wave of tailed beast chakra. Another Jinchuriki from Cloud Shinobi, are away by wooden golem. Darui looked at the ninja troops who came to support him, and he was relieved. If they were really asked to deal with this monster, I'm afraid Cloud Shinobi village would be in trouble. Sasuke also noticed Cloud Shinobi's ninja troops coming at this time, and glanced lightly at Raikage, who was rushing towards him. While Sasuke was sneering, the lightning flow direction on the Kusanagi sword had changed. Chidori. Blade. The previous Sasuke was just using the most basic lightning style chakra to fight the opponent. No ninjutsu was used at all. It can be said that relying on sword skills alone, every attack of Raikage was defended. And this is because Sasuke wants to try to see if he can take the opportunity to improve his sword skills to the ultimate level. But now it seems time is running out. The Chidori blade was activated, and Sasuke slashed from bottom to top. Instantly made fourth Raikage, who was about to attack, break out in a cold sweat. In the blink of an eye, he clearly sensed the danger, and immediately gave up the attack to distance himself. Backed off in front of Killer Bee and Darui. Sasuke's attack fell through, and he didn't care too much. Looking sideways at the three, is this the lightning-style chakra mode that Cloud Shinobi village is famous for? The speed is really extraordinary. Sasuke smiled. At the same time, the Cloud Shinobi ninja troops in the distance are also rushing over. Master Raikage, wait until our people come, and then cooperate with the ninja troops to deal with this guy. At this moment, Darui's view of Sasuke has completely changed. With just a knife, he can easily block the monsters attacked by Master Fourth Raikage. Such a person is probably the most terrifying enemy that Wuyin village has encountered so far. Raikage didn't answer, but apparently agreed with Darui's suggestion. Master Sasuke, hand over the people who came here too. Kimimaro wants to stop those people, but Sasuke waved his hand, no. At the same time, there was a smile on Sasuke's face. Seeing this smile for some reason, fourth Raikage had a bad feeling. And at this time Sasuke slowly raised his left hand. Looking at Sasuke's hand, Raikage's eyes narrowed slightly. Nodding. One-handed? When did you finish the nodding? At this moment Sasuke's voice sounded slowly. Fire style, the fire is extinguished. Fire. At the moment when the flames erupted, fourth Raikage turned around and led Killer Bee and Darui to escape. But at the moment when he just avoided the engulfing flames, the fourth Raikage in the air suddenly looked at the Cloud Shinobi ninja troops who were rushing to the rear. At this moment, fourth Raikage's eyes widened rapidly. T-hash. He now understands that Sasuke's target is not him, but these come Wu Ren. But this distance is a full 50 or 60 meters. Does he want to use his fire style to attack the enemy at that position? Fire style has the property of spreading, and if it spreads to that distance, the impact force will be weakened by most of it. The power of the technique is nothing. However, fourth Raikage's thoughts were quickly shattered by what he saw. Because the speed of the flames that swept away was still extremely fast. At the same time, the flame spread continuously, and the area covered had reached a very terrifying level. The Cloud Shinobi who were rushing over are looking at the terrifying wave of flames. It seems that in the blink of an eye, it directly evolved into a sea of flames. This made these Cloud Shinobi stop one after another, staring at the flames in front of them dumbfounded. Quick. Use ninjutsu to block it. A large group of Cloud Shinobi is a bit of a lie. They didn't expect to encounter such a situation before they saw their own movie. Water style, earth style. Since there is not much time to react, these ninjas can only use their defensive ninjutsu to resist as much as possible. However, accompanied by streams of water and the rise of earthen walls, it seemed that so many ninjas shot, and after an instant reaction, there were 70 or 80 ninjas performing ninjutsu. There should be no problem with so many ninjas fighting back. But actually, the moment Raikage saw the scale of the flames, he knew it. Compared with Sasuke's fire style, the defensive ninjutsu unleashed by the Cloud Shinobi is simply nothing. There is simply no comparison, because of the huge flame, like a giant beast. The defense made by Cloud Shinobi is like a wall made of building blocks. This kind of defense is simply vulnerable to an operation of this scale. Beep. As the first earthen wall was broken through in an instant, the flames swept across, and the water barrier was completely unable to stop the attack of the flames. Under the crazily raging flames, within 3 seconds of contact between the two sides, the flames directly covered the past. Cloud Shinobi, who came to support, was engulfed by the flames and heatwave just under Raikage's nose. After 10 seconds, the flame dissipated, and now I dare not continue. But in the flames, there are still some Cloud Shinobi remaining, but the number. There were only a few 10 people, and it was because of the two-tailed Jinchuriki, the defense built by wooden golem with the tailed beast chakra, and several people were sheltered in it. This blocked Sasuke's fire-style attack. Raikage turned to look at Sasuke, who looked normal. With such a scale of fire style, Sasuke can release it as he pleases, and the fluency and power of ninjutsu release are definitely not comparable to ordinary people. The scale is also so terrible, not to mention how much chakra Sasuke consumed for this technique. Let's talk about this level of fire style. How much time should be devoted to the practice of fire attribute nature transformation to achieve such a scale? At this moment, for those Cloud Shinobi who are still alive, there are only 2 words left in their minds for Sasuke. Monster. They have never seen such a fire style. How could it be possible that the strength of a single person can exceed the strength of a ninja army? Violent repression. Such a result made Killer Bee a little unacceptable. Even he seemed incapable of doing such a thing. And it was done in an instant. Ta. Killer Bee's voice trembled a little, and Darui beside him couldn't breathe at all. It seemed as if just exhaling lightly, Sasuke would be very upset and then explode such a terrible attack on them again. Two-tailed Jinchuriki was overwhelmed by wooden golem, and asked several Yunyu to take care of the injured ninja. Then came directly to 4th Raikage's side, Master Raikage. Wooden golem looked at the injured Killer Bee in surprise. This is Master 8-Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee, unexpectedly injured. And in the presence of Raikage-sama, is the enemy so tyrannical to this extent? But think carefully about the terrifying fire style just now. The enemy's strength is indeed a little scary. Use the tailed beast bomb. Suddenly the voice of the 4th Raikage sounded. Killer Bee and wooden golem were stunned at the same time. Tailed beast bomb. That's an extremely destructive move, and it's near Cloud Shinobi village again. If you are not careful, even the village will be affected. Lord Raikage. Wooden golem wanted to say something more, but Lei suddenly turned back. I said it. Use tailed beast bomb. One sentence made wooden golem swallow all the next words. At this moment, Raikage was extremely angry, even though Sasuke looks strong. His strength is astonishing. If possible, he doesn't want to fight to the death with Sasuke with his current combat power. But the ninja in the village was killed, and was killed by Sasuke in front of him. Looking at Sasuke's posture, it seems like a very trivial thing. As Raikage, how could he pretend not to see it? Bye. Can you still fight? Hearing this, Killer Bee cheered up and nodded. Of course there is no problem. Then hold this guy with me, and wooden golem will be responsible for creating the tailed beast. We will catch him and create a suitable attack opportunity for you. Nodded by wooden golem. Darui wanted to go forward, but was pushed back by 4th Raikage. You are responsible for assisting wooden golem. In case the other party interferes with her with an attack, you have to block me no matter what. Darui's expression became serious when he heard the order. I will. Lord Raikage. Looking at the dead, it seemed that they were discussing some tactics. Sasuke didn't care too much at all. The awakening of Yongdun, for Sasuke, it was not as simple as just adding a chakra nature transformation. The change in wood style is the biggest gain. The amount of chakra in Sasuke's body is increasing crazily because of this change. That's right. It is increasing rapidly, and it seems to be continuously heated water. It is gradually boiling. Raising his hand, he tore off his shirt and threw it aside. Sasuke is now even more terrifying. Let's try now. Who's faster? Raikage soil. Raikage took 2 steps forward. However, he has not yet started to attack. Sasuke's voice sounded. Raikage. Suddenly Sasuke raised his drooping head, and a pair of Mangekyo Sharingan stared straight at him. For a long time, people have said, my technique. Lightning style, super fast, imitating or secretly learning the very famous technique of Cloud Shinobi Village. Lightning style chakra mode. I've been very upset. Saying that, Sasuke raised his hand and pulled out the scabbard at his waist, and put the Kusanagi sword into the scabbard. Beep. Directly and violently piercing the ground aside, the remaining chakra lingered on the Kusanagi sword. Black lightning surrounds the Kusanagi sword, as if guarding the Kusanagi sword. Sasuke stepped forward step by step. Today. Let's take a look, is your Cloud Shinobi's lightning style chuck pull mode strong? It's still my technique, lightning style, divine speed is more powerful. Raikage looked at the imposing Sasuke, Myran's murderous look. It was clearly broad daylight, but it seemed to feel a chill sweeping through. However, although Sasuke's strength is very strong, the so-called lightning style speed is not taken seriously by 4th Raikage. It is impossible for any lightning style ninjutsu to be stronger than the lightning style chakra mode created by his father. HMPH. Boy. Your lightning style is so fast, it's far from being qualified to compare with my lightning style chakra mode. If you want to try it, then come and try it. Seeing Sasuke put down the Kusanagi sword, Kage felt confident now. In his opinion, the reason why Sasuke is so strong is all because of the magical ninja sword in his hand. It seems to be able to strengthen the power of lightning style, so his attacks can be easily blocked. Without this knife, Sasuke is too easy to deal with. Just be a little careful with his Mangekyo Sharingan. Just don't look into Sasuke's eyes, right? Just as 4th Raikage was thinking this way, a thunderous roar suddenly sounded. Moment of an instant. The raging black thunder, like black snakes, emerged from Sasuke's body, and then disappeared into the air pressure. Lightning style, extreme speed, along with Sasuke's voice sounded, the same thunder sound appeared on Sasuke's body. The beating thunder and lightning, the flickering thunder light shuttled back and forth on Sasuke's body continuously. Darui looked at Sasuke at this moment. He was completely dumbfounded. It seems that Sasuke's current appearance seems to be very similar to Ying. But the detail is that there is no chakra light surging on Sasuke's body, but only weak thunder and lightning, constantly beating. From time to time, a huge thunder flashed. HMPH, is this your so-called lightning style? On the contrary, 4th Raikage thinks that Sasuke's lightning style is not enough at all, and the fluctuation of chakra is not strong. How to bring strong defense and attack power. This is completely a failure to imitate Cloud Shinobi Village, and it is completely different. Ridiculous. Don't worry, my lightning style is super fast. There are 2 modes in total, and it seems to be the same with you. Let me show you one of these now, Sasuke smiled. Raikage didn't care either. Then let me see how your weak lightning style compares with my Cloud Shinobi Village's lightning style chakra mode. While speaking, Raikage glanced back at Wooden Golem. The meaning of this look was to let her decide when to launch the tailed beast bomb. And at this moment Sasuke's voice sounded again. Quick wind and thunder. The moment the voice sounded and the voice fell, the lightning on Sasuke's body exploded. At the same time, 3 huge black thunderbolts flickered towards the sky and swept straight. And at this very moment, Sasuke moved. 4th Raikage felt chakra's fluctuations, and immediately prepared to see what the hell Sasuke was up to. But at the moment of turning around, Sasuke's figure appeared directly in front of him accompanied by a black thunder. Standing on the same spot, Raikage basically kept the same movements as before, staring at the scene in front of him with wide eyes in disbelief. Quick. Too fast. How could this kid have such a fast speed? Even better than his lightning-style chakra mode. Beep. With a volley kick, Sasuke directly kicked Raikage out instantly. The moment the movie flying to the right landed, he had just stood firm, and in his lightning-style chakra mode, 4th Raikage's reaction speed was not ordinary fast. But he just looked up. The black thunder shines again. Beep. The punch hit Raikage's head hard from top to bottom. He punched him directly into the ground. Then Sasuke's action didn't end, and he went back instantly. He arrived at the position where he was standing just now. This scene directly stunned everyone. Fourth Raikage, who is famous for his speed, was crushed by others in terms of speed, and he even had no room to fight back. Fourth Raikage got up. Looking at Sasuke in horror, Sasuke, whose body was still flashing with lightning, was faster than he imagined. He doesn't understand. Why? Why did Sasuke have such a terrifying speed that even he couldn't react at all? Just one step forward, Fourth Raikage does not believe in evil, and intends to break out at full speed and challenge Sasuke again. However, Sasuke, who came raging like thunder and lightning, came directly to Ying's side at an extremely fast speed. A punch hit him in the stomach. The protection of lightning-style chakra prevents him from being paralyzed by lightning-style. But under the blessing of speed, although Sasuke can't attack according to his own will. The power of this punch is not that strong. Raikage was able to resist completely, raised his leg and kicked Sasuke hard. And the next second, what greeted him would be even more stormy attacks. Gale and Thunder as a trick that reacts to the enemy's movements. If the enemy doesn't take any action, then Blast Thunder's reaction will be slower if the enemy attacks. So, only the real Blast and Thunder will truly burst out the power it should have. Bang 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 bang. 1 second Raikage thought he could barely keep up with Sasuke, but the next second he knew he was wrong. Sasuke's speed. Completely insanely fast. One by one, fists with black lightning hit him like raindrops. He didn't even intend to stop at all, and his body, under the attack of such a violent storm, had no room to fight back at all. Speed. Totally crushed. Facing Sasuke was like a torrential rain, attacking without stopping at all. Even Fourth Raikage can only feel like a dummy now. But, fortunately for Fourth Raikage, Sasuke's fist and Sasuke's attack are not too bloody. With this level of attack, although he can't fight back. But don't worry about getting hurt. At least for a short period of time, with the lightning-style chakra mode's defense power, it can easily resist such a situation. Boom. Punch. Raikage was instantly repelled, his legs kicked firmly on the ground, and his body slid back a distance of more than 10 meters. The dust and smoke raised on the ground slowly floated up. The two stopped. But this moment, Cloud Shinobi and the others who were stunned just now suddenly came back to their senses and took a deep breath at the same time. Master Raikage, as completely powerless to fight back. What a terrible speed. Is this the real lightning? It doesn't give people any time to think. The human body can really make these levels of extreme speed? Killer Bee looked at Sasuke, who was shining with black thunder. This guy. He's so fast, how can we find a way to trap him? The way the big brother said before, I want to hold Sasuke and let Jinchuriki attack with Tailed Beast Bomb. In this way, how difficult it is to trap Sasuke. It's just impossible. Wrong. How could there be such a speed? Such a speed completely surpasses the human nerve reflex. Darui couldn't figure out why Sasuke was able to explode at such a speed. You must know that Lord Raikage's lightning-style chakra mode has been polished to ultimate. It is already close to the ceiling of the human limit speed. However, there are still people who can surpass him in speed today. How can this be? Thinking of this, Darui felt very incredible. You're right. The speed of a normal human being can't reach my level. The lightning on Sasuke's body weakened, and the wind and thunder mode was turned off. The hundreds of attacks just now have almost made Sasuke vent. I said. My speed has 2 modes. Saying that, Sasuke raised his hand and pointed to Raikage in front of him. One of them is what you felt just now, the ultimate speed, called the speed of malaria wind and thunder. The ultra-fast speed beyond the limit of human beings is simply not an action that human beings can make. Because, in the state of turning on this mode, I don't need to think on my own at all, and my body can directly respond to the enemy's movements immediately. No need to think. The body responds directly. Hearing this, Fourth Raikage's eyes narrowed slightly. There is such a weird technique, but it's just that the speed is fast. Although he was a little surprised, he felt his body. Fourth Raikage smiled. It's a pity that although the speed exceeds the old man, but the power is too weak to cause any damage to the old man at all. Sasuke nodded. You're right, so I don't plan to use Blast Thunder either. Hearing this, Darui frowned. If you don't use Blast and Thunder, it means that Sasuke will use another mode, and this mode. I'm afraid it can really pose a threat to Master Raikage. Flash. The name of the second mode is called Flash. Zzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzz. Suddenly Sasuke's body erupted again. But this time the scale of thunder and lightning is not as strong as when blast thunder was turned on. Looking at Sasuke's weakened lightning burst, fourth Raikage thought that Sasuke's attack just now had consumed a lot of chakra. So much so that now, the power of the thunder and lightning that erupted has weakened. Looks like it will soon be time for him to make a move. Sasuke looked at Raikage, his eyes were shining brightly as if he was planning something. Does it seem like you've become weaker? Although the speed of the flash is not as fast as the wind and thunder, but it does not mean that it is weaker. Crack. In an instant, Sasuke struck directly, and the instant ultimate speed exploded. Fourth Raikage was ecstatic. As expected, this kid's speed has slowed down, although it is still very fast, but it is far from before. Sasuke rushed in front of him and punched him, and at this moment fourth Raikage was a few beats slower than Sasuke in terms of pure speed. But it is already qualified to fight back. The same punch hit Sasuke fiercely. At this moment, fourth Raikage was laughing at Sasuke in his heart. With this kind of powerless fist, I can't hurt me at all, and the speed is slowed down, Sasuke. Now it's my turn to show you what speed and speed are. Forces paralleled. At the moment when the fists were about to collide, Sasuke silently thought of Chidori. In an instant, thunder and lightning gathered, and the sound of birdsong rang loudly. At this moment, both Killer Bee and Darui suddenly felt that something was wrong. Next second, beep. The roar was accompanied by deafening thunder and lightning. The spreading black thunder firmly blocked the film's fist, and at the same time penetrated the black thunder, constantly piercing the lightning-style chakra mode on Raikage the Ripper. The pain in his hand made fourth Raikage's face change drastically. What is this? This kid used lightning-style ninjutsu. DJ. Looking at Sasuke's continuous flow of lightning, it is reasonable to say that when the body is covered with lightning attributes, chakra of nature transformation, it is impossible for Sasuke to use ninjutsu. However, it is not impossible to use lightning style, but when did Sasuke seal it? Bang bang. Raikage was instantly knocked back. The movie kept going backwards, and was caught by Killer Bee and Darui, who caught up. The three of them looked at Sasuke and seemed a little confused. Why? Obviously the speed is slower and the fluctuation of lightning style is weaker, but his attack power is stronger, and even the fourth Raikage is repelled head-on? I've said it all, my super speed has two modes, and the second one is called lightning. Although it is much slower than blast and thunder, don't underestimate it. Compared to the first mode, although the second mode is slower, it can make the body act according to my own will. At the same time, combined with various lightning-style ninjutsu, the actual attack power displayed may be stronger than the first mode. Hearing Sasuke's words, the hearts of the three set off a storm. Blast and thunder and flash. The technique developed by this kid unexpectedly has this kind of application. Monster. Sasuke raised his hand. Under the gaze of the three of them, Sasuke aimed at the Kusanagi sword stuck in the ground in the distance. Under the magnetic force of lightning style, the Kusanagi sword on the ground seemed to have some kind of induction. Swish. The knife and sheath flew directly into Sasuke's hands. Leaving a black thunderbolt in the air, Sasuke held the Kusanagi sword. For example, in this state, I can also use weapons. Draw the knife. In an instant, thunder erupted, and the even more astonishing black thunder turned into ferocious black thunder dragons. Wrap around the Kusanagi sword and send it out. Jumping in all directions. The moment the thunder and lightning raged, the ground was blasted into potholes by lightning. Lightning style, thousand bird blade. The faint chirping of birds makes people shudder. Raikage also seems to have finally realized the seriousness of the problem. Yes. Although Sasuke's speed is slow in this state, it is conceivable that he has gained control of his body, which means Sasuke's terrifying strength was truly liberated. Looking at Sasuke in front of him, that slightly smiling face. It was as if a gust of cold wind blew towards the three of them in an instant. Lord Raikage. Trying to use tailed beast bomb against him, it's hard. With such amazing speed, even faster than lightning-style chakra mode. Such enemies want to hit each other with the tailed beast bomb. Unless the opponent stands still. The old man is very clear, think of a way to retreat first, and rush to talk to more Cloud Shinobi when returning. If it wasn't for a large-scale control technique to trap this guy, we would have nothing to do with him. Fourth Raikage also now knows the gap. Killer Bee on the side didn't expect that Cloud Shinobi village would face such a difficult enemy one day. Even the eldest brother, who has always been proud of his amazing speed, will be suppressed in terms of speed. You must know that even Konoha's golden flash never made the elder brother so embarrassed. Want to escape? Do you think I will let you go like this? Not to mention that Sasuke's current task has not been completed. Even if it is completed, Sasuke still needs these few as a touchstone for himself. The Kusanagi sword in his hand trembled slightly, and thunder and lightning erupted. It's not easy for Sasuke to meet an enemy like Fourth Raikage who can confront him head-on. Just let him go. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. The speed broke out again. A black lightning streaked a strange curve in the air. Immediately afterwards, he rushed towards the direction of the three of them. Fourth Raikage's eyelids twitched wildly. This time, facing Sasuke who is holding a ninja knife, he might be even more difficult to deal with. And the opponent's speed is completely faster than his own. This situation is simply fatal. Stepping forward, lightning-style chakra mode was instantly promoted to the most perfect state by Fourth Raikage. Being able to adjust his state in an instant, the strength of Fourth Raikage is beyond doubt. But in the face of Sasuke today, it is not enough. The skill of Chidori Blade, plus the Kusanagi sword, and the lightning speed. The superposition of the three powers cannot be blocked by a single lightning-style chakra mode. The blade in his hand tore through the air, thunder and lightning burst out, and the black thunder burst out with an astonishing roar. The moment he swung the knife, Fourth Raikage used the gauntlet on his hand to block Sasuke's attack. However, the Kusanagi sword instantly broke through the lightning-style chakra mode defense, and then the blade collided with the metal wristband. The squeaking sound of the sword rubbing against each other sounded. The power of the Thousand Bird Blade is not enough to cut off the gauntlet of this trait, and it also has the blessing of lightning-style chakra mode. But Sasuke's power is a direct blow, bang bang. Instantly cut Raikage into the air. Looking at Fourth Raikage who was thrown flying like a ball, Darui broke out in cold sweat. What a terrifying force. He completely crushed Master Raikage, but at this moment, Sasuke's gaze was fixed on Eight Tails Killer Bee. Continue to accelerate towards Killer Bee without slowing down, even though Killer Bee has already exploded the Tail Beast chakra with all his strength at this moment. Tails twisted in the direction of Sasuke, tried to catch Sasuke, but the knife flashed. These tails condensed by the Tailed Beast chakra were all cut off by Sasuke. Just when Sasuke was about to continue charging towards Killer Bee, a voice sounded. Lightning-style emotion wave. Darui made a move, first using water style and then using lightning style. Yes, the water was electrified and swept towards Sasuke. Sasuke glanced sideways at Darui. Among them, Darui is the weakest. Do you still dare to fight yourself at this time? Not bad courage, but this is looking for death. Lightning style, discharge. He raised the Kusanagi sword with one hand, and the black lightning style condensed on the tip of the blade. An astonishing thunder burst out in an instant, directly and instantly piercing Darui's technique. In a flash. At the moment when no one left or right could react, Darui's chest was directly pierced by lightning. The black lightning style paralyzes Darui's body. Darui stared at Sasuke who turned into black lightning with wide eyes. Good. So strong. Lightning style was actually used by him to such an extent. As a ninja village in the Land of Thunder, Darui feels that Cloud Shinobi is not worthy of being called a ninja in the Land of Thunder. Consciousness disappears instantly. Darui was instantly killed. The next second, Sasuke came in front of Killer Bee, and Killer Bee stared at Sasuke with wide eyes. Come over with your fists waving. Swish. The knife left a deep gash on Killer Bee's arm. Immediately afterwards, another knife cut open Killer Bee's abdomen in an instant. If it were an ordinary person, the two wounds would not only be fatal, but they would also be enough to cause the opponent to suffer severe injuries in an instant and fall to the ground directly. But as a Jinchuriki, Killer Bee's vitality is more tenacious than Sasuke imagined. Even to fight back. Lift your legs. Sasuke directly stabbed him in the leg again. Along with Killer Bee's attack, blood continued to spill out. And at this moment, an astonishing sound of breaking wind suddenly came from behind, and Fourth Raikage shot to knock Sasuke into the air. However, Sasuke stood still, stabbing Killer Bee with a knife, and at the same time, the other hand was gathering strength to make a fist. Explosion of strange power. Beep. Collided with the shocking Fourth Raikage again. But this time, Fourth Raikage's power was completely suppressed, and he was blasted out like a cannonball. Sasuke didn't even look at Fourth Raikage the whole time. Just stare at Killer Bee. What trouble, is this guy a cockroach? There are scars all over his body, but he can't even get it down. A knife was inserted directly into Killer Bee's abdomen, and Sasuke immediately raised his right hand. Then try this. Base. You. Black spikes suddenly grew out of Sasuke's palm. With Sasuke's slap, he directly stabbed Killer Bee in the shoulder. With 2 consecutive stabs, 2 broken black sticks fell into Killer Bee's body. The moment the black stick penetrated, Killer Bee felt that the chakra in his body seemed unable to mobilize. Before he could react, Sasuke kicked him to the ground. Killer Bee's head was kicked dizzy, and it was too late to get up. Puff, puff. Several voices sounded one after another, and there were more than a dozen black sticks on Killer Bee's back. Both Tailed Beast chakra and Killer Bee's own chakra are completely suppressed. The whole person is lying on the ground and can't move. Break off the last black stick. Sasuke slowly raised his head and looked at 4th Raikage, who was getting up in the distance. At this moment, Raikage stared at Killer Bee beside Sasuke with wide eyes. Compare. Look at the strange weapons on Killer Bee. Raikage's eyes were bloodshot. What did you do to Killer Bee? Although it looked like Killer Bee was seriously injured, Raikage knew it. This degree of injury is impossible for a Jinchuriki like Killer Bee. What exactly is this for? I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out at all. However, the current Killer Bee seems to have lost consciousness, just being hurt by such a dark attack. Will Killer Bee lose consciousness? How can this be? Even Kimimaro was surprised. He just witnessed Sasuke's shot the whole time. The hidden weapon that suddenly grew out of his palm seemed somewhat similar to his dead bone pulse, but it was very different. But this thing can easily suppress the tailed beast? The first time this thing hit Killer Bee, Kimimaro felt it clearly, and Killer Bee's chakra waves suddenly weakened a lot. In more precise terms, it is a dip. Chakra fluctuations plummeted. With the black rods piercing into the body one after another, Killer Bee's chakra fluctuations have completely disappeared now. Although the breath is still there, Killer Bee is not dead, but the chakra wave has disappeared. Sasuke drew out the Kusanagi sword that pierced Killer Bee's abdomen, while looking at the half-black stick in his hand. After mastering the Yin-Yang Dun, you can create a black stick. The power is indeed very good. For Jinchuriki. No. It should be said that the restraint effect on ninjas is simply too strong. Sasuke is now very satisfied with the effect of Yin-Yang Dun. Making the black stick is a use of Yin-Yang Dun that Sasuke seemed to understand directly after mastering Yang Dun. Asshole. Uchiha Sasuke, you let go, otherwise, I will never let you go. At this moment Sasuke was not listening to 4th Raikage at all. 2. Watching the system pop up. Congratulations to host for defeating 8 Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee. Complete Fate Event 2. Get the second stage of Indra Chakra Awakening. Having finally completed this fateful event, Sasuke is now safe enough to test his strength with the 4th Raikage. At this moment, the roaring thunder sounded again. With strong anger, 4th Raikage came directly to Sasuke. However, Sasuke, who came back to his senses, looked up at 4th Raikage. Turning the black stick in his hand, he threw it directly at 4th Raikage. However, although Black Rod is very capable, it is very easy to dodge 4th Raikage's speed. With a slight turn of the head, he directly avoided the black stick. The huge fist slammed fiercely towards Sasuke. Sasuke also didn't dodge anything, and punched him head-on. The strange power erupted again. 2 amazing forces collided. This time Sasuke frowned slightly, his right leg bears most of the impact force, and the ground trembled suddenly. In the next second, the 2 retreated at the same time. Accompanied by the spread of invisible fluctuations, the 2 stabilized their bodies at the same time. Sasuke raised his head and rushed to look at 4th Raikage. Hey. Not bad. The strength erupted out of anger was actually comparable to his own. The punch just now. Sasuke was completely serious and used all his strength. 4th Raikage looked at Killer Bee lying on the ground. When watching at a close distance, you can see more clearly what kind of injury Killer Bee received. The spilled blood had formed a pool around Killer Bee. 4th Raikage's teeth clenched together tightly, making a creaking sound. No matter what today, the old man will not let you go. Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke doesn't care if he threatens this way, whether he wants to leave or stay, it's not enough for the current 4th Raikage to decide. At this time, 4th Raikage looked at the Orway Jinchuriki led by Wooden Golem, who was always behind. The movement of the previous battle was completely out of her hands. Even Jinchuriki, who is the second tail, is far behind these two in strength. There is absolutely no way to help, not to mention, it can only be a disservice. Fourth Raikage stared at her tightly, and at this moment, he felt Fourth Raikage's intense gaze. Wooden Golem froze for a moment. What does it mean? Looking at Fourth Raikage's eyes full of anger, does Fourth Raikage still want to continue the previous arrangement? Didn't you mean wait until Cloud Shinobi's big army arrives, and then figure out a way to deal with this guy together? I'm going up. In any case, the old man will not let you go today. Fourth Raikage's rage was high. At the same time, this sentence was also spoken to Wooden Golem. The two-tailed Jinchuriki looked at Sasuke again, and the two collided fiercely. Fisting to the flesh, neither of them had the slightest intention of backing down. Every time they punch each other, there is a terrifying vibration. The continuous ripples have plowed the surrounding ground over and over again. Flying sand and rocks, dust and smoke are everywhere, but they are constantly blown away by the strong wind. Boom buzz. Boom. The astonishing roar erupts every moment. Sasuke doesn't have any problems, relying on flashes and bursts of strange power. It is completely able to easily counter the strongest lightning-style armor mode of Fourth Raikage. However, Fourth Raikage's strength gradually weakened, and at the same time, the powerful impact caused cracks to appear on his body. Because of the reckless eruption, the muscles were torn, and even the skin was torn out with bloody mouths. It looks like the Fourth Raikage won't last long. If we don't act immediately, Fourth Raikage may. Second Tail looked into Fourth Raikage's eyes from Wooden Golem. The fire of anger in those eyes was extremely intense. It seems that, no matter what, Lord Raikage will not let it go today. Then let's try it out. Arwayu Wooden Golem's gaze also became firm. This time seems like the perfect time to prepare for the tailed beast bomb. The other Cloud Shinobi took a look at the sudden movement by Wooden Golem. Immediately, he came to Kimimaro's opposing position silently, preventing this person from interrupting the next thing Wooden Golem was going to do. Beastization. The tailed beast was instantly completed by Wooden Golem, but because Sasuke and Raikage moved too much, they didn't attract any attention at all. Until the tailed beast bomb starts to coalesce. When the terrifying chakra wave broke out, both Kimimaro and Sasuke noticed the situation here at the same time. A punch knocks Fourth Raikage back. Sasuke looked at the beast-tailed Jinchuriki with two tails, and the tailed beast bomb that was constantly condensing in his mouth. Sasuke frowned. Tailed beast bomb? Trying to kill me with something like this? Raised the thunder and lightning gathered in Sasuke's hand. Don't think about it. Bang bang. Fourth Raikage rushed up again, punching Sasuke hard in the stomach. But it was blocked by Sasuke's hands. Sasuke looked up at Fourth Raikage. Want to hold me back? Raikage smiled. That's right. It's still possible to hold your old man. Sasuke was stunned for a moment. If Fourth Raikage did this, was he planning to die with himself? Master Sasuke. Kimimaro also sensed the danger. At this moment, the chakra fluctuation erupted by Arway Jinchuriki is too astonishing. Once this thing is completed, the destructive power that will erupt is probably. Even Master Sasuke, if he gets hit, he might lose half his life. If you get hit in a deadly place, you may die. HMPH. I can't let you get in the way of Sasuke-sama's battle. Saying that, Kimimaro wants to stop Jinchuriki's tailed beast bomb. However, the remaining Cloud Shinobi from the previous Cloud Shinobi troops standing in front of him looked at Kimimaro firmly. Although there are only 5 or 6 people, these Cloud Shinobi are all at Jonin's level. Not to mention elite Jonin, but the strength is also good. Otherwise, it would be impossible to survive Sasuke's fire-style sweep. Kimimaro's face was a little gloomy. Get out of here. Cloud Shinobi. Even if I die, I will never let you disturb Lord Wooden Golem. Don't underestimate us, we are Cloud Shinobi's Jonin anyway, not a character you can deal with casually. Although these Cloud Shinobi are not too difficult for Kimimaro to defeat them, if these Jonins block him with the determination to die. Kimimaro couldn't break through their block in a short time. Time was running out and Kimimaro went straight to get a kill or two first and then the rest would be taken care of. However, these Jonins are not that simple. It seems that they have been expected for a long time, leaving no loopholes for Kimimaro to easily succeed. Here the battle begins. Sasuke also noticed. Kimimaro's ideas are good and correct, but he's also having trouble. The tailed beast bomb of Arway Jinchuriki does not seem to be easy to stop. Beep. Punching again, Sasuke looked at Fourth Raikage. This guy's hands were already ripped apart, but he still confronted him head-on without any scruples, and he was completely dismissive. Now Sasuke also feels this guy's trouble. Really. When you meet a desperate guy, it's really not that easy to clean up. Killing intent gradually rose in Sasuke's eyes. Originally, I just wanted to use fourth Raikage to practice my hands and try my own strength, but now it seems that these guys just want to court death. Chakra's assembled voice gradually became urgent. There was also a smile on the movie's face. Accelerate again and your hands are almost useless, so use your legs now. He kicked Sasuke fiercely. Before hitting Commander's help, the powerful strength and speed had already caused the strong wind to howl. In an instant, an astonishing roar erupted directly. Sasuke grabbed Raikage's leg with one hand. The 5 fingers clasped Raikage's ankle firmly, and at the same time, the huge force broke 2 of Sasuke's fingers. But this injury doesn't matter to Sasuke. The movie looks at Sasuke, who grabs himself. Boy. Cloud Shinobi Village has never suffered such a disgrace today. No matter what, you won't be able to leave today. Even if this old man dies with you, I will never let you go. Breaking free from Sasuke's shackles, Kage maintained a strong offensive rhythm. Not to mention suppressing Sasuke. Anyway, it is to keep Sasuke completely unable to interrupt the tailed beast bomb of Orway Jinchuriki. But now it has been delayed for tens of seconds. Tailed beast bomb is almost the same. Feel the increasingly restless gas flow in the air. The formed whirlwind is faintly sweeping towards the direction of Wooden Golem. At this moment, Sasuke and Raikage stopped fighting at the same time and turned their heads to look in the direction of Orway. The two-tailed Jinchuriki, which has been completely turned into a beast with 2 tails, has completely turned into a 2-tailed appearance. Two-tailed Matabi. A cat demon covered in blue chakra flames. Tailed animal form, the body is very huge. Opening its huge mouth, the red and blue chakra light balls in the mouth are concentrated together. A dark purple sphere is formed, and the chakra condensation has been completed at this moment, and the size of the sphere is being continuously compressed. Tailed beast bomb. Already done. Sasuke raised his eyebrows, just as he was about to make a move. Suddenly fourth Raikage rushed forward, grabbing Sasuke's wrist tightly with both hands. Boy. Die with this old man. The crime you committed against Cloud Shinobi is absolutely unforgivable. Fourth Raikage's expression now looks very ferocious and crazy. This guy really made up his mind to die with him. But Sasuke doesn't want to die with him. You want to drag me to hell with you, you are not qualified yet. Sasuke wanted to pull out his hand, but was grabbed firmly by fourth Raikage. It's now. By Wooden Golem. Boom him to death. With the roar of the fourth Raikage, Matabi suddenly bit down the purple ball in front of him, and then opened his mouth. At this moment Kimimaro also killed the last Cloud Shinobi. But the moment he turned around, there was a terrifying energy shockwave. It exploded outrageously, passing directly in front of him. The gust of wind and the spreading waves instantly sent him flying. Up in the air. A ball of energy that shone with blinding light flew straight toward Sasuke and Raikage. Swish. Moment. The extremely terrifying speed does not have much reaction time at all. Kimimaro in the air felt the chakra fluctuation contained in the tailed beast bomb, and he was completely in a daze. Master Sasuke. At this moment, the crazy fourth Raikage, laughing wildly, Uchiha Sasuke, you can't escape. At this moment Sasuke lowered his head, the corners of his mouth raised slightly. The Kusanagi sword held in the other hand burst out with intense black thunder. Who said that? Swish. At the same time as the voice fell, the light of the knife flickered, and an arm that was directly severed in the air slowly turned and sprinkled fresh water. Fourth Raikage's eyes trembled suddenly. But even if Sasuke breaks free now, it's too late. The tailed beast bomb has arrived. At this time, even at Sasuke's speed, it will still be shrouded by tailed beast bomb. You can't escape. Fourth Raikage spoke frantically with blood in his mouth. Sasuke, however, suddenly showed himself a smile. Who said, I'm going to run away? While speaking, a different chakra wave erupted in Sasuke's body. Sage transformation. On. The wave of Shienju chakra erupted, and Sasuke's Mangekyo Sharingan also began to spin. Purple chakra burns on Sasuke's body. At the same time, these burning purple chakra are also covered with black lines. Sasuke turned to look at the tailed beast bomb that was sweeping towards him. Shanshu, Susanoo. Knife, tailed beast bomb only. That doesn't mean it's invincible. Sasuke sneered. However, at this moment, fourth Raikage looked at Sasuke, and Sasuke's words echoed in his mind. What is tailed beast bomb? You must know that tailed beasts are strategic weapons in the ninja world, and the fundamental reason why tailed beasts can be valued by major ninja villages is because of the terrifying destructive power of the tailed beast bomb. Whether it is 1 tail, or way or 8 tails, 9 tails. The power of the tailed beast bomb is not based on the number of tails the tailed beast has. It is determined by the chakra accumulated by the tailed beast. So as long as there is enough time, the power of the tailed beast bomb will basically be the same. It is very simple to destroy most of the village in an instant. But Sasuke didn't seem to care about tailed beast bomb at all. Fourth Raikage sneered in his heart. But watching Susanoo emerge from Sasuke, the astonishing power released in that instant, the terrifying movement that erupted in an instant. Susanoo, who had completed the semi-full body in an instant, opened her hands as if intending to catch the tailed beast pressure. And the black lines appearing on Susanoo's body, this is the special state possessed by Susanoo under the blessing of the fairy art chakra. Sasuke's current sage mode is turned on, and the magic chakra pours into Susanoo crazily. The moment Susanoo took shape, the tailed beast bomb hit Susanoo directly. Susanoo opened her hands and firmly grasped the tailed beast. Immediately after, Susanoo's power exploded, boom. The chakra waves spread from the sudden explosion, and the impact wave of the explosion spread instantly. Sweeping like a giant wave. The surrounding ground was swallowed instantly, and all the stones were easily torn and shattered. In the blink of an eye, an area of 100 meters around was instantly covered. This distance has also affected Kimimaro. 8 Tails Killer Bee on the ground was taken away by Wooden Golem by 2 Tails. The roar was so loud that it resounded throughout the entire Cloud Shinobi village. The strong sound waves even seemed to turn into real ripples, spreading out suddenly. Ring after ring of continuous ripples set off. The turbulence continued, and it lasted for tens of seconds before disappearing. And at this moment, Wooden Golem, who watched the light of the tailed beast bomb slowly dissipate, looked at the scene in front of him. Tears flowed down involuntarily. Although not her intention, she did kill fourth Raikage. The power of the tailed beast bomb, even for fourth Raikage who has extremely strong physical fitness and has turned on the lightning-style chakra mode. They are also fatal blows. What's more, it still exploded directly at such a short distance. In such a situation, no matter whether it is Raikage or the enemy, there will be no bones left. Master Sasuke. Master Sasuke. Suddenly, Kimimaro's voice came from afar. Kimimaro was also affected. Half of his body was left with only a skeleton, but Kimimaro's terrifying recovery ability. Let the Wooden Golem be dumbfounded. I saw Kimimaro struggling on the ground, and after a few breaths, his body basically recovered. After standing up, Kimimaro seemed to be fine. Dash directly in the direction of Sasuke in the distance. From the way he looks, he really cares about that Sasuke. Unfortunately, it was too late for the other party to. Boom. A purple figure emerged from the smoke. Waving a pair of huge arms, the surrounding smoke was swung away. And this moment was stunned by Wooden Golem, because Sasuke. Fine. Immortal art, Susanoo blocked the tailed beast bomb. Although it seemed that most of Susanoo had been blown away, under the action of Sasuke's powerful pupil power, she recovered quickly. No. Not dead. By Wooden Golem can't believe it, it's tailed beast bomb. Resisting the tailed beast bomb's attack head-on and still not dead? Even if I was in a hurry, I didn't have time to release the most powerful tailed beast bomb. But such a blow is enough to easily destroy half a village. If there is an explosion in the village, the shockwave alone is enough to easily destroy countless buildings. And Sasuke isn't dead? Is this the power of Mangekyo? Etc. This guy is not dead, so what about Master Raikage? At this moment, fourth Raikage stood behind Sasuke, looking at Sasuke's back with dull eyes. Under Susanoo's power, the tailed beast bomb is completely blocked. And he stood behind Sasuke and witnessed it all. Tailed beast bomb. That was a deadly terrorist bombing, and it failed to kill this guy. The Uchiha clan. Mangekyo Sharingan. Is this the reason why this clan is famous in the ninja world? Resisting the tailed beast bomb's bombing, even Raikage can't do it. Normal Susanoo is of course impossible to block tailed beast bomb's attack, but Sasuke is different. First of all, it doesn't matter how strong the pupil power is. Susanoo's power has long been beyond the reach of ordinary Susanoo. In addition, Sasuke has integrated the fairy art chakra, which further strengthens Susanoo's power a lot. It is not difficult to block the tailed beast bomb in such a situation. Sasuke slowly put away the tailed beast bomb. At this moment, Kimimaro rushed toward Sasuke, came to Sasuke's side and quickly checked Sasuke's situation. Master Sasuke, are you alright? Hearing this, Sasuke waved his hand to signal Kimimaro not to speak yet. He turned to look at fourth Raikage. At this moment, Raikage clutches the wound of his severed left hand. Looking at Sasuke with a pale face, the lightning-style chakra on his body has already dissipated. He looked at Sasuke. Sasuke looked at fourth Raikage in front of him. Sighing lightly, it seems that fourth Raikage no longer has the strength to continue fighting. Pity. I still have a lot of power and haven't had time to try it. While thinking, there were dense footsteps in the distance. This time more cloud shinobi arrived. The number is not dozens, hundreds can be described. As far as the eye can see, it is densely packed with people. I am afraid that in such a huge cloud shinobi village, basically 99% of the ninjas have come. What's going on here? Where is Master Raikage? Master Killer Bee? What's wrong? Master Darui, you are injured, hurry up and treat the ninja. Master Raikage is there, hurry up, is that the enemy? Go help. Damn it. How dare you attack Cloud Shinobi Village, are these two guys courting death? Kimimaro looked back at the Cloud Shinobi troops descending overwhelmingly. His eyes looked a little gloomy. It's those annoying Cloud Shinobi again. And that's when Sasuke pushed Kimimaro away and walked in the direction of Cloud Shinobi's troops. He lowered his head and didn't know what he was thinking. The Cloud Shinobi who locked onto Sasuke's figure rushed over aggressively. But in the next second Sasuke raised his head, his scarlet pupils seemed to magnify at this moment. Stare directly at everyone. For an instant, all Cloud Shinobi felt as if their hearts had stopped beating. Fear. Dark. Gloomy. An extremely frightening cold air rose from the soles of his feet and rushed straight to Tinling Gai. Everyone was quiet for a moment in Murin, and stopped in place, not daring to approach any further. Deathly quiet. At this moment, these Cloud Shinobi have inexplicable fear in their hearts. It was as if the man in front of him was staring at them like some terrible devil. As long as they take another step forward, they seem to be eaten, killed, and dragged into hell in an instant. This inexplicable sense of fear seems to have a certain voice in his mind that keeps ringing. Let them not go on, let them go. And at this moment Kimimaro was completely dumbfounded. The hundreds of Cloud Shinobi rushing forward, all dared not move under the gaze of Master Sasuke. What a situation this is. Frightened by Master Sasuke's eyes, unable to move. The Cloud Shinobi. R. Too timid. Number. Cloud Shinobi Village is a village of the fighting faction. How could it be so timid? It seems that Lord Sasuke must have used some kind of unknown power, which caused Sasuke to be able to frighten so many ninjas. Sasuke himself was a little surprised at the moment. I just used a little illusion and mental shock, but I didn't expect that all these people dared not move. Think carefully about the so-called mental shock. When the number of people targeted is small, it may turn into real damage. But when facing a large number of enemies, the mental shock can only be changed into something else. For example, now it seems to strengthen the fear in these people's hearts. Coupled with the hypnosis effect of the illusion, the fear in the hearts of these Cloud Shinobi is infinitely magnified. So that, among the hundreds of Cloud Shinobi, no one dared to do it. Illusion. It seems that there are still many uses. Sasuke was thinking about when he was having fun. The voice of the system resounded in Sasuke's mind. Congratulations to host Indra Chakra for successfully awakening. Current awakening degree. 60% special chakra. Indra Chakra, 60%. It was 30% before, but now after completing a destiny event, it has been increased by 3% again. Indra Chakra is 60% awakened. Sasuke froze for a moment. Perhaps the effect of the mental shock and illusion released on the Cloud Shinobi just now would be so amazing. It is also related to Indra's chakra awakening. Indra Chakra, in Sasuke's words, is a chakra that is clearly different from the 5 escapes in yin and yang. This chakra should be the power of 6 paths. The most obvious change brought to Sasuke is that the pupil power is enhanced, and at the same time, it gives Sharingan the possibility to continue to evolve. Fated Event 3 opens. Staggered Wheel of Fortune, under preparation. Complete the 3rd destiny event. Indra Chakra will be fully awakened, awakenable Rinnegan. The third fateful event released by the system made Sasuke a little confused. The rewards are well understood. Awakening all the Indra Chakra means that Sasuke's pupil power will increase dramatically again. It can also directly awaken Rinnegan, although the high probability is the same as the original. Sasuke can only have one Rinnegan. But even a Rinnegan possesses terrifying power. Hitomi is powerful. This is the skill that Sasuke is very eager to get. But what the hell is the question being prepared for? Mission not ready yet? What are you kidding? Sasuke was speechless. What's the matter? Congratulations to host for defeating Raikage. Rewarded. Thunder attribute nature transformation upgraded to 1 level. Current lightning attribute nature transformation, 3%, 4. Wait. Is it the level 4 lightning attribute nature transformation now? Sasuke remembers that it should be 98%, 3, before. 2. Although I haven't specially cultivated the nature transformation of the Guolei attribute for so long, it should have been improved long ago. After all, big and small have gone through so many battles. It's time to improve the lightning attribute invisibly. Congratulations to host. The thunder attribute nature transformation has been upgraded to a full-scale factory. Master the lightning attribute chakra Upanishadness. Release lightning style without seal. Thunder attribute nature transformation, max. The top lightning attribute is nature transformation, which surprised Sasuke a bit. I didn't expect that defeating Raikage could directly increase nature transformation by 1 level. It was a windfall. Wait, if there is such a reward for defeating Raikage, then is it also true for defeating the other 4 shadows? Basic promotion. Please host to strengthen the practice of chakra nature transformation, and fully upgrade the 5 escape nature transformation to the 3rd level. Reward. Yin-Yang escape level increase, all nature transformation upgrades to level 3. Sasuke quickly clicked on the level of his own chakra nature transformation. Chakra attributes. Water, 47%, 2. Asterisk, 21%, 3. Thunder, max. Earth, 13%, 2. Wind, 8%, 2. Yin, 29%, 2. Yang, 3%, 2. Except that lightning style has been directly upgraded to the top level. There are still 2 levels of water style changes, 3 levels of fire style changes, and 2 levels of earth style and wind style changes. In other words, in addition to lightning style and fire style, you need to upgrade the 3 escapisms of water style, earth style, and wind style to the 3rd level before you can get the reward. But this seems to be quite easy to handle. Defeating Raikage can get a reward for upgrading lightning style nature transformation by 1 level, so defeating other shadows should also be possible. The practice of nature transformation is much more difficult than raising the level of ninjutsu. Just relying on Sasuke's own time to practice. I am afraid that it takes a month to increase the nature transformation level of one evasion technique. 3 months will also be able to upgrade the nature transformation of the 3 escapes to the 3rd level. But this takes too much time. Why don't you just go to Mizukage, Tsuchikage, Kazekage and defeat them so that you can directly complete the task? Master Sasuke. Master Sasuke, Master Sasuke. While Sasuke was thinking, Kimimoro's voice sounded. He was calling Sasuke, and Sasuke came back to look at Kimimaro. Don't ask. Looking around, the Cloud Shinobi have come to the side of Movie, looking at Movie with a severed arm. These Cloud Shinobi are extremely afraid of Sasuke. Master Sasuke, 8 Tails Jinchuriki were taken away by them. Are we going to take 8 Tails over? Grab 8 Tails? Sasuke smiled. Why are you grabbing 8 Tails? Are you grabbing it for Akatsuki? Joining the Akatsuki organization is not for catching tailed beasts. Now that the task has been completed, Sasuke doesn't need to worry about Akatsuki, Jinchuriki, etc. Walk. Kimimaro nodded. Okay, I'll go right away. Wait. What did Master Sasuke just say? Walk. This is gone? After working for such a long time, Master Sasuke, are you going to leave? However, Sasuke didn't give Kimimaro much time to think, and turned around and walked towards the outside of Cloud Shinobi village. And the Cloud Shinobi didn't even dare to block it. An injured 4th Raikage watched the back of Sasuke swaggering away. Cloud Shinobi beside him asked what to do and whether to block it. Raikage gritted his teeth fiercely. No, just let him go. The current Cloud Shinobi village, can it be stopped? Uchiha Sasuke. This hatred Cloud Shinobi village will never be forgotten. Sasuke swaggering away from Cloud Shinobi village. They were not intercepted by any ninja at all, and even these Cloud Shinobi seemed a little afraid even to take a look at Sasuke. Kimimaro didn't think that these people would be so cowardly. Kimimaro, who left Cloud Shinobi Village, was curious. Master Sasuke, why didn't we take 8 tails and our way away? Cloud Shinobi in that state should have no fighting spirit. They didn't even dare to block Sasuke. It should be easy for Sasuke to do anything in this case. With the fighting power of the two of them, they can even easily deal with the back ninja of Cloud Shinobi Village. Why did you take 8 tails and our way away? Sasuke turned around and asked Kimimaro. Kimimaro froze for a moment, but suddenly understood what Sasuke meant. I see, 8 tails and our way have nothing to do with us. As long as you know. It seems that Kimimaro was almost automatically brought into the identity of the member of the Akatsuki organization. But Sasuke never regarded himself as a member of any Akatsuki organization. If it wasn't for the mission, Sasuke wouldn't have joined any Akatsuki organization. Now that the task is completed, the Shao organization has no value to use, so naturally don't worry about it. But, although Sasuke didn't care, but now Pain is very angry. Because I got the information from the last pass. The capture of our way failed, and 8 tails Sasuke failed to take away. What the hell are the three of them doing? Pain, that is, Nagato is very angry now. Because Scorpion and Deidara actually ran away, although the situation at that time was surrounded by many Cloud Shinobi. But these two guys chose to escape in order to revenge Sasuke. Instead of catching our way, at the same time Sasuke made him even more angry, defeating 4th Raikage and 8 tails Jinchuriki. Even Urwei Jinchuriki's tailed beast bomb could be easily blocked. However, after facing Cloud Shinobi's large army, they did not snatch 8 tails Jinchuriki, but left directly by themselves. What is this guy doing? Why did Uchiha Sasuke go? Why doesn't he bring back 8 tails and 2 tails? Although Nagato's goal was not the tail beast at the beginning, but when there was a chance to catch the tail beast, Uchiha Sasuke did not catch it. Is this playing them? Is Uchiha Sasuke back now? Nagato asked Ju, and Ju smiled. No, he didn't know where he went, and his breath disappeared. Hearing this, Nagato's complexion became even uglier. Uchiha Sasuke, what on earth are you trying to do? Gone? Don't you plan to go back to the organization? Nagato was sullen. He already sensed something was wrong. But can't figure it out. What is the purpose of Sasuke joining the Akatsuki organization? So far Sasuke has not been exposed to any core secrets of the Akatsuki organization. At the same time, he also helped capture 1 tail before, and now in the capture of Urwei, he even took the initiative to challenge 8 tails. This obviously wanted to capture 8 tails back, but in the end they gave up the chance to capture 8 tails. Directly left. Is this guy expending so much energy just for fun? Even now it simply disappears without returning to the base. For a while, Nagato was a little confused, not to mention that he couldn't even understand Obito. What exactly Sasuke wanted to do? Why did he just leave like that? And it seemed that he planned to leave Akatsuki's organization directly. This guy. Is it an idiot? There are even worse situations, now. The Akatsuki organization has been exposed. Never said. Both Nagato and Obito's mood got worse. Tail Beast was not caught, also because of Deidara, Scorpion, and most importantly Sasuke, who made a fuss and took nothing away. Now the Akatsuki organization has been officially exposed to the vision of the entire ninja world. It is not so simple to catch the remaining tail beasts. I'm afraid that right now, every village is discussing Sasuke, our Akatsuki organization. Kirigakure exists as the country next to Thunder. The transportation by sea is also very convenient, the first time something happens in Cloud Shinobi Village. Kirigakure got the information. However, this information directly shocked the entire Kirigakure. And even for that, Kirigakure called the meeting directly. Terumi Mei looked at the information in her hand, then raised her head and let out a heavy breath. I understand now. This time, it's unbelievable. Konoha's S-ranked ninja, Uchiha Sasuke, actually attacked Cloud Shinobi Village, and... Speaking of this, even Terumi Mei couldn't continue talking. It was really too much information, which made it difficult for her to accept it. The contemporary Raikage of Cloud Shinobi Village was defeated and had an arm cut off. Mist Shinobi. The movie of Cloud Shinobi Village, but the terrifying ninja known as the Blue Lightning, was actually beaten by that brat in the contest of speed. Mist Shinobi. Backquote, not only that, even Cloud Shinobi Village's 8 tails Jinchuriki, the most perfect Jinchuriki in the ninja world, the most powerful Jinchuriki, was directly defeated. And it's the case of 8 Tails Jinchuriki and Raikage teaming up. Speaking of this, the expressions of everyone in Mist Shinobi became very serious. If such monsters come to attack Kirigakure, I'm afraid they will definitely have to pay a heavy price. Ching. Konoha's ninja. Now we should ask Konoha to deal with this person, and we must solve it as soon as possible. This guy's threat is too great. Iwagakure. Onoki and the Rock Shinobi were also shocked by this information. Onoki. Uchiha's little ghost, is it already so powerful? Single-handed 4th Raikage and 8 Tails Jinchuriki teamed up, and they can still defeat them and leave Cloud Shinobi Chef calmly. Rock Shinobi. Master Tsuchikage, Uchiha Sasuke. This guy has threatened us all, and the organization he belongs to seems to be targeting Jinchuriki. We have to be careful. Even Cloud Shinobi dares to attack, let alone us. Onoki nodded and looked out the window. I think the villages can't calm down now, right? Uchiha Sasuke, and the mysterious organization behind him, and Deidara who appeared this time. Wuian village may have to study it carefully. Hearing the words, Rock Shinobi was stunned for a moment. Could it be that Mr. Tien Ying meant? And speaking of the most troublesome ninja village, it should be Konoha. After Tsunade read the information, he froze in his seat and didn't know what to say. One person singled out the entire village, and it was still an extremely powerful Cloud Shinobi village. Uchiha Sasuke is like Uchiha Madara once. It seems to disturb the peace of the entire ninja world. Sasuke. What the hell are you doing? Let's ignore Sasuke's question for now. But what Tsunade feels more urgently now is that this organization. Their purpose is the tailed beast, the Jinchuriki. Starting with Tsunagakure, Sasuke grabbed one-tailed Jinchuriki after Gaara. Although Gaara was later successfully resurrected by Tsunagakure's Chiyo, Gaara did not have a tailed beast. One tail was taken away. Originally thought it would be fine to take away one tailed beast. But now it seems that this organization not only wants a tailed beast, but even tailed beasts owned by other villages are their targets. This time, although Sasuke gave up and took 8 tails away, what if the organization's plan succeeds? Then away and 8 tails from Cloud Shinobi village will be taken away. In this way, the organization possessed 3 tailed beasts at once. At that time, I am afraid that the whole ninja world will be turned upside down. But now the ninja world is not peaceful. Sasuke's terrifying fighting power really shocked the whole ninja world. Basically, one person singled out the entire village. From movies to ordinary ninjas, Cloud Shinobi village was completely overwhelmed by Sasuke. Raikage was cut off with an arm. 8 Tails Jinchuriki was seriously injured and unconscious, and elite Jonin of the village was instantly killed. The ninja with the word thunder on his back is basically a candidate for next Raikage. And such a ninja has no power to resist Sasuke. Sasuke's terrifying combat power is indeed shocking. Even Tsunade probably doesn't think he can beat Sasuke right now. Master Tsunade. A file from Cloud Shinobi village. Suddenly the door of Hokage's office was pushed open. When Tsunade heard this, she didn't react too much. When she saw the information about Sasuke, she knew that Cloud Shinobi would definitely trouble Konoha. After all, it was the rebellious ninja who came out of Konoha, and Konoha failed to solve this rebellious ninja. Right now Cloud Shinobi village has suffered a major loss, and Cloud Shinobi doesn't bother Konoha with the monsters. Looking at the file in his hand, Tsunade opened it and glanced at it. Sure enough, the movie solemnly told Tsunade that Konoha needed to give Cloud Shinobi an answer on Sasuke's question. Whether this person Konoha cares or not, take a stand. Raikage forced Tsunade to take a stand. If he said nothing, then other villages would inevitably have a certain amount of resentment towards Konoha. The monsters cultivated by Konoha, now they just pat their butts and say they don't care. Doesn't this mean that other villages should wipe Konoha's ass? So the answer can only be two, but Konoha can find trouble with Sasuke and kill Sasuke. Not to mention whether Tsunade is willing now, whether he can do it is also a question. Tsunade sighed softly, people, go and call Jiraiya back. After recovering, Jiraiya took Naruto to Mount Myoboku to practice. And now Jiraiya is also practicing at Mount Myoboku. Recall Jiraiya-sama back. Is Hokage-sama planning to let Jiraiya-sama deal with the rebellious Uchiha Sasuke? Tsunade shook his head, no. Bring Jiraiya back to investigate that organization. Against Sasuke. Tsunade is not an idiot, not counting her personal wishes. No matter what the reason is, there is no need for Konoha to provoke a scary guy like Sasuke. However, if Konoha does not take some action on this matter, there is naturally no way to stop other people's mouths. Starting with this organization is a good excuse. Now that Sasuke has joined this organization, before dealing with Sasuke, should we first find out what purpose this organization has? And investigating exactly what this organization is going to do is obviously not something that can be completed in 3 or 2 days. And according to the current situation, among the 3 people who have appeared, Scorpion is Sanagakure's rebellious ninja, Deidara is Iwagakure's rebellious ninja, and Sasuke is Konoha's rebellious ninja. Alright. Since rebellion is not just Konoha's, shouldn't this organization be dealt with by the 5 major powers? At least the village of Konoha cannot be allowed to deal with such a horrible organization. In other words, to lose is also everyone loses together. It is impossible for Konoha to take the blame alone. And when Tsunade decides to let Jiraiya come back to investigate the Akatsuki organization, Shao organization at this moment, Nagato still couldn't swallow this breath. Sasuke. Didn't he accept the call? At the place where Nagato summoned the spirit, Sasuke's phantom did not appear. Everyone else from the Akatsuki organization came, even including Uchiha Itachi. As for Sasuke's actions, Scorpion and Deidara are full of anger now. Because they were almost killed by Sasuke, and also became Sasuke's bait. Such shame made the 2 very angry. Kakuzu. HMPH. You 2 are idiots, didn't you see such a simple plan? Hidan. What is Sasuke trying to do? After defeating Raikage, taking away 8 tails in her way is an easy task, but he chose to do nothing in the end? Akatsuki discussed for a while. At this moment, Nagato didn't want to ask any more, asking why Sasuke didn't come, why Sasuke didn't do anything in the end. The reasons for all this are irrelevant. I don't care why Sasuke didn't do anything, or what he was trying to do. I don't care about all of this now, I just want to see Uchiha Sasuke. Kakuzu. Hidan, do you 2 dare to catch him back? It is said that Kakuzu and Hidan glanced at each other. Although Sasuke is very strong, they have full confidence in the 2-on-1. No problem. Kakuzu smiled, he was quite upset when he was slapped in the face by Sasuke in public last time. Now that there is a chance to take revenge, that's what I wish for. Wait. Chief. Let's do it. This guy is using me as bait this time, I won't let it be. Shie said coldly, and Deidara at the side also thought about it. If Sasuke was killed, then Sasuke's Sharingan would be a good thing. With this thing, then maybe he doesn't have to be afraid of Itachi's illusion. Pain nodded. Alright, I'll leave it to you 2, I hope you don't let me down. As he spoke, he turned his head and glanced at Hidan who was about to speak. Hidan didn't want to give up the hard-won task just like that. Don't worry. Pain comforts Hidan and Kakuzu. Now the organization may be exposed to the eyes of the major villages. They will definitely investigate us. I believe it will not be long before the real exposure. Others, dispatch to me and capture the tailed beast as quickly as possible. Including Cloud Shinobi Village, 8 tails should be impossible for the time being, but our way must be captured as soon as possible. Pain glanced at everyone. Shao organization. Now speed up the plan, dispatch all of them, and use the fastest speed to capture all the tailed beasts. Sasuke-sama. Where are we going now? After leaving Cloud Shinobi Village, Sasuke found a random place to rest for the night. Kimimaro started asking questions early the next morning. The next destination question. However Sasuke glanced at Kimimaro. Find a quiet place, preferably without anyone disturbing, enough remote. What are you looking for in a place like this? Kimimaro didn't ask, but he knew where to go, or what kind of place to find. This place is all in the wilderness, it shouldn't be difficult to find such a place. And Sasuke is looking for such a place. The purpose is simple. Now that Yongdun is awakened, Sasuke needs to practice wood style well. The wood style, which is integrated with Yangdan chakra, has completely changed its power from before. It can be said that it has completely become 2 appearances. The wood style that Sasuke has now can be said to be no different from first Hokage, Senju Hashirama. But the number of wood style ninjutsu mastered by Sasuke is too small. At the same time, wood style's most powerful tricks, Sage Art, True Several Thousand Hands, Dingshangwa Buddha, Mingshenman, Kuoan Ruo Kwang Hangshu, Wood Style Wood Expulsion Jutsu, Wood Style Laughing Buddha Jutsu, Wood Style Flower Tree World Descending Wait for Wood Style Ninjutsu. Sasuke has not learned yet. I didn't learn it before because the power of wood style is still very weak, and the amount of chakra is not up to the requirement at all. But now that Sasuke's Yongdun has awakened, not only Wood Style's power has become stronger. At the same time, the amount of chakra in the body has also increased dramatically. Now Sasuke looks at the system's evaluation of his own chakra, which is completely different. Chakra amount. Cage level, top. 20 times the amount of normal cage level ninja chakra. With the awakening of Yongdun, the amount of chakra has increased, and it has also been directly upgraded from the intermediate level to the top level. It can be said that the amount of chakra has directly increased by 5 or 6 times on the original basis. This amount of chakra can be said to be completely indistinguishable from Hashirama. So, there is no problem at all in learning Wood Style now. Blood Succession Boundary 2. Wood Style, Stage 5. Wood Style. Wood Clone, Wood Dragon Technique, Wooden Golem Jutsu, World Tree Descends, Wood Style, Shadow Clone Technique, getting started. Because of Yongdun's reason, Wood Style's blood succession boundary directly came to the 5th stage. The power of Wood Style has thus been enhanced a lot. In this way, Wood Style and Sharingan are on the same level. In this way, it will be more convenient for Sasuke to practice Sharingan and Wood Style in the future. Blood Successor Boundary has been raised to the 5th stage, and it is still not the limit of Blood Successor Boundary. Sasuke is very curious, where is the limit of blood succession? How will it change? After Kimimaro finds a place that is relatively suitable for Sasuke's conditions, Sasuke and Kimimaro should spend the next few days here. Wait until you learn all Wood Style, then. Sasuke's next target is Iwagakure, and Sasuke also thought of a problem. Ask Kimimaro to find a way to practice the snake pill, and ask Orochimaru to help with it. And at this moment in Orochimaru's base, Orochimaru, who is listening to his report about the incident with Cloud Shinobi, also stunned by surprise. Sasuke-kun really impresses me. I didn't expect the current Sasuke-kun to be able to fight against the 4th Raikage, and at the same time be able to beat the 8 Tails who are known as the perfect Jinchuriki on the ground. In such a huge Cloud Shinobi village, no one is capable of stopping Sasuke-kun. Saying that, Orochimaru laughed. At the same time, Orochimaru was also feeling emotional, as expected his choice was not wrong. Instead of letting him set off a violent wind to stir up the entire ninja world, it is better to see what changes the violent wind set off by Sasuke will bring to the ninja world. And now Sasuke was blowing a gust of wind, stronger than he imagined. It was only the first time it was set off, and it directly made the Thunder Country Hidden Village, one of the 5 major countries of Cloud Shinobi Village, helpless to fight back. The current Sasuke is less than 13 years old. It makes people look forward to what kind of level Sasuke will grow to in the future. Master Sasuke's lightning style, Divine Speed, now recognized as the #1 speed by the ninja world. There are 2 modes. Light Stone Fire is the top technique of lightning style. Do talked and adjusted his glasses. Now he understands why Master Orochimaru did not choose to occupy Sasuke's body. Just look at the happy smile on Orochimaru's face now. Orochimaru-sama. This is from changing the world by himself to wanting to watch others change the world. While thinking about it, Yin Snake withdrew his smile. Under such circumstances, it would be a pity if we could only watch from the sidelines. Orochimaru has a premonition that there will be more amazing events to happen. It would be a pity not to be able to participate when the time comes. So, Orochimaru looked into the pocket. Come find something with me. Wen Yan was stunned for a moment. Looking for something? Looking for something? But Orochimaru doesn't plan to continue talking. Last time Sasuke told him about the Shinigami mask, Orochimaru's secret investigation has already had some clues. And successfully found the specific location. As Orochimaru prepares for action, the other side. Mount Myoboku. Jiraiya looked at Naruto who was practicing. Fukasaku on the side, this guy is even better than you, Jiraiya. Hearing this, Jiraiya smiled. Indeed, Naruto's talent is amazing. But now his new attempt, do you think it can really be done? Shenzuo asked. As the 2 senior Toad sages of Mount Myoboku, Fukasaku looked at Naruto and the golden light emanating from Naruto. Sage Mode's chakra waves plus tailed beast chakra waves. 2 strands of chakra are fused. Form Naruto's unique Kurama Sage Mode, and at the same time, you can refine the magic without relying on the combination, and let Kurama be responsible for refining the magic chakra. Such a situation is unprecedented. There is no precedent for Jinchuriki learning Sage Mode before. Jiraiya shook her head. I don't know, but once successful, Naruto's power will directly surpass the previous generations of Hokage. By the time Naruto was able to defeat Uchiha Sasuke and bring this heaven-defying companion back to Konoha village. But now Jiraiya can no longer accompany Naruto. Master Fukasaku, I will leave the rest to you, I have to go back first. Hearing this, Fukasaku frowned. You bastard, your practice is not over yet. Jiraiya shook her head. Sorry Fukasaku-sama, it's too late. He said and looked at Naruto. If Naruto finishes training and leaves Mount Myoboku, Kyo Fukasaku-sama will show him these things when the time comes. Jiraiya gave Fukasaku a document. What is this? Jiraiya. Master Fukasaku, if you have time, you can take a look first, Ninja World. Too many big things have happened recently. Konoha needs my sword now. Wood style. The flower and tree world is coming. Boom boom boom. In a remote valley, Sasuke is standing on a boulder. As chakra erupted, the surrounding wood-style vines grew rapidly in the next second, in the blink of an eye. Trees that covered the sky and the sun emerged, and then these strange creatures began to grow buds. Rapid flowering, followed by pollen shedding. A dusty layer of pollen fell in the air with the naked eye. Kimimaro looked at all this in front of him, and his mind was shaking violently. This is the wood style of Master Sasuke. This is simply the same as the legendary first Hokage, Senju Hashirama, who pacified the troubled times. It's just as scary. No wonder the original wood style was able to pacify the troubled times. Wood style has such amazing power that the number of people facing this force is completely useless. Looking at the wooden dragon, the wooden golem, and the wooden statue that was bigger than the mountain with the before. Once those densely packed fists landed, I'm afraid it wouldn't be a problem. Under such astonishing power, in troubled times? Isn't that what you want to calm down? Thinking of this, Kimimaro looks forward to that era. The ninjas of that era were like gods. Sasuke didn't notice Kimimaro's expression, but carefully looked at his system. Congratulations to the host, the level of the trapped flower and tree world has increased. Wood style, flower and tree realm arrives, Grandmaster. 3 days. Sasuke mastered all wood style ninjutsu of Hashirama recorded in the sealed book. And all of them have been raised to the level of Grandmaster. Wood style. Wood clone, wooden dragon technique, wooden golem jutsu, world tree descending, Shaocheng. Wood style, shadow clone technique, Grandmaster, flower tree world descending, Grandmaster. Wood expulsion jutsu, Grandmaster, laughing Buddha jutsu, Grandmaster. Sage art. Ryuchi cave sage mode, Shaocheng, inorganic reincarnation, Shaocheng, Mingshenmen, Grandmaster. Wood style true several thousand hands, Grandmaster, top Buddha, Grandmaster, Kwang Anyu Kwang Hangshu, Grandmaster. Now, Sasuke can move on to the next step. The study of wood style is completed. Sasuke glanced at the other spells on the sealed book. Among them, the Flying Thunder God technique that Sasuke cares about the most. Now, Sasuke has no time to learn it. Furthermore, if Sasuke can successfully awaken Rinnegan. So what does Sasuke want with Flying Thunder God technique if he has the power of Hitomi Jutsu? After all, Flying Thunder God technique, I am afraid it still takes a lot of time to learn. Sasuke has too many things to level up now. Even with the blessing of perfect talent, if you want to raise all these things to the top level, I'm afraid it won't be possible without a year or a half. So, if you want to quickly raise all levels of these techniques to ultimate, the fastest way is to fight. Combat can quickly improve the mastery of the technique. It can also increase Sasuke's combat experience, and at the same time, it can also be rewarded for completing tasks. It can be said to serve multiple purposes, so why not do it? So why not? Go Kimimaro. Kimimaro was still in a daze looking at the terrifying scale that descended on the flower and tree world. After being awakened by Sasuke, Kimimaro looked at Sasuke who had started to move. Quickly asked, Master Sasuke, where are we going next? Hearing this, Sasuke didn't stop, and continued to move forward. Meanwhile Kaido. Go to Iwagakure, go to Iwagakure. What to do in Iwagakure? Kimimaro didn't quite understand. Ninja World. Now the only blood successor has been eliminated, I want to see it. In a word. Kimimaro froze for a moment. Sasuke-sama wants to challenge. Third Tsuchikage? After leaving the Akatsuki organization, does Master Sasuke still act in such a high-profile way? It would be a very troublesome thing if the Shao organization came to the door. But looking back on these 3 days, Sasuke's wood style went from being unskilled at the beginning to having the ability to destroy heaven and earth later. It seems that it doesn't matter even if they are approached by the Shao organization. But I don't seem to be able to help Master Sasuke anymore. No. Absolutely not, I can't be so useless. Kimimaro thought of a chattering three tails inside. If he can borrow the power of the three tails, then maybe he can be like the two Jinchuriki of Cloud Shinobi Village. The combat power increased dramatically. At that time, it will definitely help Master Sasuke more. Thinking of this, Kimimaro also secretly squeezed his fist. Three tails. Your power is important to me. When Sasuke decided to go to Iwagakure, Itachi also found Obito. I'm going to meet Sasuke again. If you find him, let me know as soon as possible. Hearing this, Obito looked at Itachi very puzzled. What else do you want to do? Itachi looked at Obito, the current Sasuke, as giving you headaches too. I will help you solve your troubles, okay? Hearing this, Obito smiled. Is it true that he doesn't know anything? With Itachi's character, it is absolutely impossible to do anything to Sasuke. This man's love for his younger brother has surpassed everything. So, what Itachi wants to do with Sasuke, Obito knows very well. Probably just trying to get Sasuke back on track. But Obito doesn't think Itachi can convince Sasuke, and judging from Itachi's character and Sasuke's character, the final result of the two brothers is to fight again. But such a collision may bring about a different turning point. Especially after Itachi completely confessed, Sasuke might develop hatred towards Konoha because of it. At this moment, Obito seemed to have seen the end. Good. After getting a positive answer from Obito, Itachi felt that something was wrong, but he couldn't find anything wrong. For 3 days, Scorpion and Deidara also got Sasuke's trace through their special channels. What is this fellow doing here for 3 days? Deidara checked the sky for a long time, and confirmed that this is the location mentioned in the intelligence. But if it was really here, it should have been a barren valley, but why has it suddenly turned into a dense forest for 100 years? Deidara couldn't figure it out, and Scorpion didn't know why, but he found footprints of Sasuke and Kimimaro. According to the footprints, the two should be heading in the direction of the 10 kingdoms. Land of Earth? What is Sasuke doing in Land of Land? Deidara shook her head. Are you sure? Chie snorted angrily. Believe it or not, it's up to you. As he spoke, he moved in the direction of the footprints. And Deidara can only helplessly keep up. Meanwhile, Jiraiya is on his way to Rain Shinobi Village. Say goodbye to Tsunade. Tsunade, the ninja world is not peaceful anymore, maybe. A new war is about to break out, and Konoha has to prepare in advance. War? Tsunade shook his head. There shouldn't be a war yet. Jiraiya didn't deny it, just smiled. I hope not. Look up at the sky. The gloomy sky made people feel a lot heavier. It's going to rain soon.